This is overwhelming. Eh? Mana sibheka ukuthi hlala lana phezu ngoba siyasherisha mina nawe. Aliwacha. Amen. Jesus. I sweat, man. Jesus, man. This guy. Jesus, come on, man. I sweat, man. Jesus.
Hey, this chair.
That's good. I can't camera da mom rawa. Fethu. What's wrong, Fethu? What's wrong?
You see, once I start to slime, come over corn.
In, I sharp. Sizwe Dube.
Once I start to slime, one of them car. So the one time I'm press.
In fact, I'm taking this thing.
Hey, ngathi fight club.
Ne? Yeah, machi.
Hey, izinsizwa. Amabutho.
Mike Israel. To see the song.
Yeah. Yes, please, yeah. Please. Mate,
Thank you, Tsulu. Thank you so much.
all right. Are we good?
What's about learning?
Are we good?
Yeah, Tibbs. What's
Yeah,
about
people must do
learning?
what they need.
No.
Sizwe, are we good?
Sound is
Now
better.
Fitlile Jones Gabo 3.
Sizwe, can you hit? Utile choice in.
Gabo 3. Kaya go Fortsburg. Katlaso.
We're hitting.
Go for
Salman, guys. This is wow.
Focus more.
Wow. We are humble. We are appreciative. Siyabonga to everyone. Nazinabatle machita mfethu. Yes. Nazinabatle. Thank you again, guys, for just availing yourselves for being here. Thank you to our friends, our family, our brothers that are here, or Sisbet that are also here. Before we start, I'd just like to welcome the team from ALX, Matilda and Rose. They've given us this beautiful venue, and they just want to say a couple of words. So let's get. Yeah. Asha izandla machita.
Oh, shapa matoho. Come on, man.
Garike ko sekolong ke tsa unprepared speech. Hi guys. Hello. It truly is AMAGENTS. Wow. So my name is Rose. I am the activation associate for ALX. Well, essentially ALX is an organization founded by an African for African to build Africa, right? And we all know unemployment rate is not clocking us, basically. So what we do is that we offer skills-based programs. We initially started with tech, so focusing on tech, software engineering, data analytics, data science, and cybersecurity. But now we have opened other programs in the creation space, so graphic design, content creation. We also have entrepreneurship, right? Where you can come, you have a business idea, but you don't know, we help you with that, giving you entrepreneurship structure, information, bringing you to people who you can pitch to as potential investors. So ALX is open to everyone. You do not have to pre-qualify with anything. So if you know of anyone in your neighborhood that would benefit from this, we give you coaching with your CV. I know when you apply for jobs, they say, send a video first, and people fumble that, and that is such a great opportunity. So we teach you how to pitch yourself as well, to employers, to business people. This is also our space. So if you don't have personal space where you can do your work and focus, you can come here. If you don't have a laptop, you book it out. We have laptops available for our learners. So even business people, if you don't have a formal address to register your business with, you use this address. You use this as your office space as well. You have a meeting, you book out a room and you take your meeting here. So if you know anyone in your community that might benefit from this awesome opportunity, please do. We need skills. Jobs are there. It's just that we don't have the skills. We're not equipped for the jobs that are there. So please come, equip yourself. There are mentors if you don't understand the content. www.alxafrica.com If you are here, just scan the QR code around. It'll take you to the website. If you have problem with enrolling, please come find me. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sis Rose. The formalities, guys. Bathrooms, angaphandle. I think the crew has given us koni popcorn, vatesi for those that
Yes,
want to
yes,
nibble
please.
on things. I know in Jobasilana we've got burning questions, so we've got a roaming mic. I don't know who's carrying
Where's the
roaming
mic? That guy.
So there's a roaming mic
There's a mic
where, as Umchita, ideally ask the questions for the panel, but if there's a burning question where you want to ask someone here specifically, go for it, Machita. Keep it short. Question, topic, whatever you want us to engage with, just put up your hand at any point, and then the roaming mic will get to you. Ne? As a Machita, we just flow. No topics, nothing. Can I start with some intros? So on that side over there, hidden, he hates the camera. Guys, give it up for Sizwe Dube. On my right, we've got our big boss. The one and only Tebogo Keebine.
You know.
Dude, if you have a chance, please look at those shoes. What are those? The one and only advocate, Khumalo. And then obviously for me, it's a bit of a warm, fuzzy, Kenyana feeling, but muntu angisheli bele. That's my brother, Penuel Mlotshwa. Just shout out to all the guys from Tribal that are here, our families again. Guys, I'm going to start off with just asking the panel just some questions. And at that point,
On my left, we have Penson!
just to get the flow, again, unscripted. So if there's something that's burning, put up your hand, we'll engage.
Yeah, anytime.
Let's be brave. Ike.
Why are you starting with me?
So, one of the burning things that we always talk about as a Machita is the challenges that we face to define who we are as men in 2026. You know, it's tough. You know, we understand the ups and downs. Just to start us off, defining how you view being a man in 2026.
You're asking me difficult
Asiye
questions. And by the way, you must remember, these guys, they went to Model C schools. Mina ngiphume kasi. And I also struggle now. What do they call it? Pronouns.
Abuhi.
I know, not pronouns. Did you see now? Prepositions. About it on, because sometimes you're told that no, you're driving, you know, in a car, but you're on a public transport. So, hey, those things are confusing. But Mina, for guys, I feel that, you know, 2026, can I mix?
It's kawara. Anything.
Okay, it's fine. I feel that, you know, I normally blame the guys the most. Most people, they think that, hey, this Khumalo guy hates women. No, it's not the case, man. The pressure I put more on guys because I believe that, you know, the guys, they have let us down with everything that is happening now. You check, be it politics, be it, you know, employment, unemployment, be it drugs addiction, and I feel good. I don't know, the guys that maybe I normally say, maybe can I be blunt and say, I feel that we've got the most useless youth useless men. Yes, even men in general. I grew up in that culture yasiyabuvimba. You know, you would not, I don't know, you'd not rob a person in front of the people. So I grew up in that culture. You know, even everything that we studied, people say I worship apartheid, but everything that Afrikaners did, it was tailored into making an upright man. The books that we read at school, you know, you stood up. When you saw a pregnant woman, you know, a person, and you lifted luggage without expecting anything. Today, everybody wants something. So I'm not used to that. There are people who slept at my place, people that you don't even know, because somebody, she way passed. I remember at some point, there was a guy around 11 o'clock. He went to my father's house. My father was not there, he was in KZN. So my mom, you know, being generous, samvulela, wafika wahlala, samenzela ukudla. We locked our camera, but this guy slept in the kitchen. But my mom was still like saying, "What? Don't tell your father that there was a stranger here, you know." And then that was it. And the guy in the morning, he left. And then that was it. So one day this guy came some time ago. Athi ngizobonga ukuthi nangilalisa la. So wathula ubabami wabo. You found my father. So my father said, "No, you wouldn't sleep in, in my house." Would no, but when you're not here, would no. No, my family won't allow another man to sleep here. But even the kids, I see them now. So basibiza one by one. But nyamazlo baba said, "Ngasmazi." So it was that. So I miss those, where you had an artist. I mean, like now, who is the artist who's singing about, the social consciousness? I mean, we had about Brenda Fassie. Brenda Fassie in the middle of apartheid sang Jail to Jail. He sang Baqakeki Loqamu. So who's the artist who's going to be like Nina Simone, Miriam Makeba, Keifa Semenya? I miss that. I mean, you check now what is happening inside the country. There's no revolution that I see happening. I don't see the youth, rising up because everybody's intoxicated, everybody's drugged, So what you're going to have is cartels. And it started like that in Mexico, or it started like that because we have all these security companies, militarizing themselves because we check the armies, demilitarized, the police, not funded. I mean, I meet lots of guys who are police, they don't have bullets, they don't even know how to shoot. So what you're going to have cartels. And before you know it, we are in Venezuela. I mean, somewhere in Western Cape, you're told that if you go to work, you need to, pay protection fee. So I miss that. So I wish, that, Amachita can take matters into their own hands. I can't blame women the most, So many things have changed, even in the dating space.
No. So, Upra Ike did well to dodge my question. Please, to you, how would you define a man in 2026?
Feminist.
Slightly feminist.
But before Scarlett is feminist, Pelamanje.
No, he did say he's a feminist.
With
No,
ulterior
give him a
motive.
chance. Hey, wait, brother.
Hey, we're not feminist. Are you rude?
Sanibona bafethu. Ninjani? Thank you so much for being here, gents. Before we started earlier today, ngibuza amajita what success would look like for today. And they basically said if we have amajita of 5, 10, it will be a success. For the fact that you guys are here in your, I wouldn't say hundreds, but maybe there's 100 or more here.
Yeah.
From the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you so much on behalf of all of us. Thank you. Besides Usizwe Dube, there's a guy next to him. His name is Buitumelo Mutsepedi, known as Q. He used to edit the Penuel show when we started.
Yeah.
He was one of the cornerstones of what became Convo today. And before I came on stage, he was like, "Ekse, Prapen, please make sure, Babu, the guys know. If you can please give a hand to Q."
You can stand up, Q.
And then one more hand, sorry, this is from me. I'm sorry for stealing your shine.
No, go for it.
Chimani, Khumalo, Morube. These are the day ones for Convo. Whatever Convo is, so for Khumalo. Men, and in particular black men, have lost their place in the world. Never mind just in South Africa. And I'd like to think one of the reasons you guys identify with AMAGENTS as a platform is because there aren't many platforms that speak for Amachita. And to be honest, Upra Ike is one of the guys who are still keeping it real, which is why a lot of people love him. He's unashamedly out. Futhi out yasekasi. To try and figure out what a man is in 2026 becomes very tragic because the world out there defines us by money. And if you don't have money, you're not a man. A woman will make you feel like you're not a man. Your own family makes you feel like you're a burden. You're struggling. From Intwana, starts looking at you like winking. And it kind of kills your soul. Back before they started being weird, Andrew Tate and Jordan Peterson were great voices for men globally. They were good voices. They were speaking for men in a vacuum. back then, they've gotten weird now. If you follow them, they're very funny. But they spoke for men, and there came a realization, about Fresh and Fit podcast, that men needed a platform. I do think we need more spaces like this. We need more conversations like this. And in the conversations outside of everything else, we need to redefine what manhood is. And it can't be that white people are telling us what a black man is. It can't be that women, as much as Batanda, are telling us who we are supposed to be. And I think most of us have never taken the time to actually ask ourselves, what do I think a man is? Outside just what does it mean to be a man? Because, okay, let's say, does it mean you're no longer a man? If you don't have money,
Tata lost man has spine, you're not a man. Tata lost the definition.
does it mean when your business is not going well, when you've just been retrenched, you're no longer a man? And I'm not saying we must answer it. I'm saying we need to define as a collective, but you on your own, I think, is one of the pieces of homework I'll give you. Just go home for yourself and remove all the definitions you know and ask yourself, what makes me a man, to be honest? For me, such that no one can tell me on any given day which I'm not a man anymore. So that when you meet other gents, then you can define it for them. For me, it's got a lot to do with saying a man should be accountable. That means you take ownership of your life. A man should be a problem solver. And money is not the only tool to solve problems. There are many others.
Sure.
A man should be a problem solver. And where possible, a man should be a leader in any space that he's in. If you can meet those three requirements for me as a base, I think you're very close to being a very solid man in society. Accountability, an ability to solve problems, and being a leader wherever you may be. Thank you guys for being here.
Thina spend inzipho thina
Abapendi inzipho asazi.
sinteketeke thina sikho. Pen spoke about accountability. I think there's it's a very passionate point that you speak about, Tina, as a machita, where we're not accountable.
Sure,
we're not crafting.
Yeah.
What can we do to solve that problem as a machita, where we're not accountable, we're not stepping up, as Upra Ike was saying, men aren't men anymore? Where's the gap there?
To add to Amajit, I think accountability, sure. For me, it's pain. I think a lot of men are running away from pain. And I don't know why men are running away from it. For me, it's putting yourself in uncomfortable spaces constantly. I don't think a man is meant to be comfortable on earth. I really don't think so, because I think the existence of a woman, just them existing, they've got a value by their existence. And I think as a man, to earn existence is to go through pain. Then you become something. But you just existing on your own is...
Do they know?
No, we'll unpack it. We'll definitely unpack it. Some of us are fortunate that we've gone through some pains and we didn't succumb to that pain. But I think for me, the part of what makes a man is going through pain. And if you can't make it out, if you can't make it, man, then it is what it is. But putting yourself
you're right.
constantly, sure. Well, let's get your mic.
But as a machita, bro, you're right.
Please, we need to put a mic there. Please raise your hand, Prom. Then we will suka a mic. There's a mic.
Don't be disruptive, Chief.
Please, Chief.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Honorable Member.
Yeah.
Bamba.
Angry man.
You can ask. Are we good there with the mic? You can ask, sir.
Dube. 1, 2. Just asking.
Sorry, your name, sir, if you don't mind. Apologies.
Sorry, man. Burning question from Nelspruit. This is 500 kilometers to here, guys.
Oh, beautiful.
Blessings.
Do the women know that they're the problem? Do they actually know, right? We just hear men, right?
Sure.
Penson, need you to hear me, right? Do they actually know that they're the problem? And do they actually know that
What do you mean
they could be
are
the
the
Who
problem?
knows who's the problem?
women.
Men,
We hear,
Women.
women
yes,
is a problem.
we hear being naturally, Keebine. Naturally, we hear accountable,
Okay,
right?
Sure.
Do the women know?
are you asking do women know that they are the
Asking
problem?
you, because we hear 3 gents from Nelspruit.
Sure.
But do the women know that they actually are the problem?
You
'Cause
asking
we
me?
hear- exactly, yeah.
Sure.
Because you made the point, right?
Okay.
But I'm just saying, we hear gents,
Sure.
proper, seriety. Hey, gents, sorry, man. But some are gents, right?
Sure.
We're the gents, wada. But do the women know that they could be, not they are the problem,
Okay.
but they know
Yeah, so-
they could be the problem, and what solution do we
No,
go
no, we
to?
No, I'm
exactly,
with you.
yeah.
No, we got
Penson,
that, got
hear
that, got
me,
that.
hears me.
Bafo
yeah.
ngicela uthathe imic same time baba
Yeah,
because
baba,
umuntu
mfethu.
uzoringa lapha aringe namachita wakhe. Please be proactive with the mic, chief. Utori khawata mfethu. Oh, I'm gonna do women, yeah. Comrade.
So, wait, are you going to hit it?
Yeah, I'm gonna hit it.
Okay.
Yeah, yes. You know what it is for me, bro, Amne? When it comes to taking ownership as a collective, forget the women, bro. That you know, and I understand that women have become this thing. What have you become? Does a woman want to submit to you? Are you the pipe? Yeah. No, you are the best in your eyes. Are you the best in her eyes? No, here's what I'm saying. You know, in most of the books that I read, whenever you make an example, don't say they, them, us. Say me. How am I the problem? I think once you solve for self, things become much easier. For me. Because the thing is, in fact, the more you blame women, that means you want to understand them, what happened to them, hey, government, hey, women empowerment. I think once you solve for self, it's easy. But I think Mlotshwa will come in.
So I wanted to ask if we've opened, because I see hands.
It's fine.
So I don't know if we've opened, because when
No.
chair,
No. So we
Just so
haven't
that
opened.
people know.
We haven't opened.
because ngiyabona umbombela udisruptive, so mhlawumbe abantu abanye
Amajita asuka kanyamazana. Amajita asuka kanyamazana.
I withdraw.
No. So we appreciate the hands. So we again, as Amajita, siringa so vele, yabona. And we will say things that you guys disagree with, and so you should. And that's how we challenge each other in sikhula kanje, you know. So it's not ukuthi there's a single person now that's the authority of knowledge on what it means to be umchita. You know, I think Kulungolo said it earlier, ukuthi it's going to take us as a collective to figure out our problems, you know.
I'm asking if you guys have opened to the floor
No.
for hands.
We'll point to ones when we want to point to hands.
No, please just let people know, because the hands are up. I'm asking so that you can tell them, guys, please feel free to. But please let them know. Please let them know. Can people put their hands up, or should they wait?
Man.
Okay.
Maybe should.
Man. Ufuna ukulida from the back.
I'm asking a question, Chief.
No. The question is, the answer is that umuntu phamisa isandla, should we feel ukuthi cela imic here lapha, it's going to happen. Sure.
Okay. I hope everyone's noted.
Imali khona. No, but yeah, I hear you, but again, it's bigger. I think because the question is around accountability as a machit.
Sure.
You know, so we can speak about whether you want to speak about the inequalities of the past, whether you want to speak about the challenges that we face with Mamendlini. We agree as a machita, but I think as it is now, we're saying, what are the solutions for us? You understand? I had a conversation with a gent who's here, and I'm not going to mention him, and we're speaking around as a machita as ring, like we don't have honest chats. You know, to a point where I love your initial one where you're saying, how should we know?
Sure.
How should we know that I need to be accountable? How should I know that I need to focus on self? If you were raised in a space where it was matriarch and you were shaped around feminine energy, how should I know?
Sure.
You're speaking about standing up for a pregnant woman.
Let me say,
how should I know?
my approach in life, you can ask a static question, or you can ask a progressive question. If you ask a static question, you're going to have a static answer, like, why me? You know, those are static questions. But if you ask yourself, what can I do from this? I always take the blame. If I'm unemployed, it comes back to me. If I'm in love with a woman, she mistreats me, she disrespects me, I blame myself. because I allow myself to be that. I have a choice, you know. I'm not some street kid somewhere who doesn't have a choice. So I take accountability, and I believe that, you know, I come from that, you know, background. Ukuthi indoda kumele ishawe ilanga, yabo,
Yes.
ingathengi umbrella, ishawe imvula,
That is
ukwazi-
true.
ukwazi uthenga imoto. So I blame myself. Even if a woman is cheated, I cannot blame her. Uchita ngomzimba wakhe. I blame ukuthi mina, what is it that what is my role there? If I feel good, you know what? I don't have to subject myself to that situation. I move on.
Yeah.
So once you start blaming yourself, you'll fix a lot of things. You know, rather than to say, hey,
women.
this is what you've done, even in the country. Hey, the white people, I'm tired of that. You know, white people out there. You know, there were times where we took matters into our own hands. Even this country. I mean, I remember when Winnie Mandela joined us in 1984. I was 12 years old, 84. I have revealed my age.
Damn.
I'm old. I joined to COSAS. Nobody asked me, you know. The following year I was arrested, I was 13, you know, I was detained for a long time, but I wanted to be there, and this freedom itself was the prize. Wherever I went, whether it's, you know, a varsity, I asked, you know, Buffett, Wenzagaland, bursaries, you know, in the arts. You don't know, I was an actor, you know.
Oh.
No, I was never an extra. My friends were extras. We said, but don't look at the camera. Don't look. But I come this side. Because Naomi Campbell, Patrick Swayze, but I come this side. Oh, you look like Lenny Kravitz. But you look like Lenny Kravitz. No. They look like me.
Can we go? There's a question on the further side. Just
Before
let's move the
Ike, this whole week, I think for the past 2 weeks,
Yeah.
his whole WhatsApp status. Did you
It's
see?
about what?
Antwana, imotlara, Antwana.
No.
Bonso him.
I'm a very handsome guy. I was even now. I don't claim. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, Manghambe Stratin. You know, I want to Samba C4. You'll see with this Ike. Come on, you'll see this Ike. And I'm not used to chasing women, so that's why sometimes. No, when I meet a woman. You know, she's starting it. That's why even when I got into a club, I just say hi. She says, "Nya, nyapuma gui." Mina mangathi hi, what you nya? Ngithi what ngipuma kuwe, ngifuna lo ngifuna. Bengena yabona endaweni mabathi, "Oh Tommy, look at this guy." Yena loyo. That one is gone. So I never got to struggle. Even namanje, I had to deactivate my social media because I always get DM, Indian, white, black. You know,
Can we go to the question? Guys, if you're confident enough to say your, or if you like to say,
Can we have the other Mlotshwa answer just the
we'll
the
get
thing
there,
of how
we'll
do
get
they
there,
know?
we'll get there.
Is
Can you
it-
just, because he's already got the mic. If you say your name and number, if you and your surname
Camera
if
is
you
there
want,
and sound, ne?
and then where you from, and then ask your question. Just quickly, Nje. Uthi qaqa.
Can you hear me?
Of course.
Okay, well, my gents, I'm TK. I'm still a student at UG. I'm doing my honors now. So when I got here, I talked to Tebza
Sure.
and I put in money there. I'm still waiting for the bucket to move so that we can have our fruit budget increased because I don't see fruits on the table.
Ayi lwena mfethu lwena ka di fruit.
So I just want to rebut quickly. If VIP, we apologize. Imali akakavuki. But if VIP, where we were eating, there were a lot of fruits. Just so you guys know, they may not be on the table, but
Can we show them on screen?
We are
Also?
Yeah,
trying.
we will. No, we
We'll
can't
definitely
try
try.
the problem. Yeah,
Thank
sure,
you,
sure.
sir.
Thank you. Sure.
you
Oh,
so
you're
much,
just
TK.
asking about the fruit. That's a healthy man.
No,
man.
but he brought, guys, again, Sisavuga. So there was a donation, I think, that we had asked. If Wazi, we truly appreciate that.
Sure.
Ben.
Their hands.
How do men know? Is that what you're asking?
No, you said you wanted to ask him a
Yeah, I
question.
wanted to ask you, like, how much it? How do they learn to be this thing,
What thing?
To what thing?
To be accountable.
to be accountable and to be a man?
Umbombelu disruptive. What a
No. There's two other hands before him. Yes, well, 1, 2.
Sorry, I didn't get your name, sir. Kailihle. Siyabonga mfethu.
Kailihle.
You know, the question that you asked is very important because when we speak about accountability for men, we have to go back to the origin. And the origin is that you were a boy at some point. And normally boys are raised by mothers. Vast. So when we speak accountability, the question becomes who's meant to teach you? Because you may find that time aliko, li busy, etc. So to the question maybe you're answering about accountability, maybe once we've defined, because accountability is from me, you guys might have your own definitions. Once we've defined what manhood means, it's going to be incumbent upon us to teach each other as men, or at least like-minded men, and then incumbent upon us to teach the women in our lives, because they're going to have a very fundamental role in the raising of our boy kids outside of us, such that they become the type of men that the women need and the type of men that society need. Outside of that, for anyone who's maybe a bit older, this one is very difficult.
Yeah.
You need to try and gravitate towards what sounds like truth and what sounds like winning. It's a very abstract concept. But if you can see someone dressed well, succeeding, people listen to this person, they're making moves, get closer, then ask. And be like, why all these women that are giving us nonsense? Why when that guy speaks, they listen to him? Is it because of money? Is it because of looks? Is it because he's got a deep voice? What is it, so that maybe I can sculpt in my head what it takes to become maybe the type of man I want to be in society? As we sit here, there are men we looked up to. Yeah. If it wasn't our fathers, it was our uncles. If not, it would be guys on TV, Abo Rambo, Abo Denzel, and all these guys. So
Chuck
maybe
Norris.
teaching kids, may he rest in peace, Uputu Chuck, Tiuyabuya. Whatever you can for yourself, and I guess you can feel it in your gut, that I think this is a man of worth that I can aspire to. Maybe look to that man and then start building your own criteria.
He blames women. Do women know that they are the problem? I want to hear your opinion.
My opinion on Kylie's question.
His statement that do women know that they are the problem?
Was that a statement?
Question.
It was a question. Sure.
You need a mic. You can't talk without a mic. My brother, mic, awarubulai. Sure. No, after him, it's done. This is your last one.
Guys, I need to hold the mic.
This is no. This is the last one.
And I know what you're saying, right? Do the women know? What's the problem? What's the actual problem? Because what I driving from the Houseplayed, 5 hours drive, right? Do the women know?
Let me try and answer.
Do the women know that they are a problem? Right?
Let me try and answer.
And I need to ngicela umcabange mfethu ukuthi hey mangidlule ohis ngala ngiyacabanga ukuthi hey do the women know this thing?
Aniphuceni uKhayelihle imic.
Yeah, guys, my brother,
I need the mic, guys.
Good, thank you, sir.
Aniphuceni imic.
No, ngiyangizwa manje.
Answer?
Let me try.
Let him answer.
Answer the question.
Can I speak, Chair?
Continue.
Can I speak, Chair?
Yeah, yile mfethu.
Can I speak, Chair?
Oh, mfethu yangithuka lo.
Can I speak, Chair?
You can deliberate.
So we've got a societal problem, and this is me now addressing black people. I think the other races have got other dynamics. We've got a societal problem of leadership, where you don't find good leadership that has got a defined vision and a defined identity for all of us. We will then, and this is what the guys were saying to you, start pointing fingers at the wrong people. So to say women are wrong is wrong. To say men are wrong is wrong. To say white people are wrong is wrong. We need to have leadership, and if we don't, of course, you need to be the leadership at least in your life. The leadership will then define the vision. And in that vision, it can start in your home. If you feel your woman is wrong, or your mother is wrong, the question needs to be asked, who is the leadership? What is the vision? Are they sticking to it? And if they're not, maybe those are not the women that need to be in your space. And you need to find the right type of woman. Because we can't just say women are wrong. But what you are saying is correct in a societal space where we are being made to fight against each other. Because it's by design. It's so that we're not building together. Which is why we need to define manhood. And once we've defined it, it's going to become so easy. When you meet a woman, also, hi. If you say, Swam, I'm sorry, I'm not for women like you. I'm for women like this. Someone will say you're wrong, you're right, maybe for them. Because if you look at some of these other groups, I normally use the Jews and the Muslims, some of the Afrikaners. They're not having the same issues because they've got leadership and they've got a vision. And the women abide. Tina, we were disrupted as black people. Black men were told to go and chase money somewhere. Our women were told your men have run away. You are now a feminist. So now we're fighting. We didn't set that vision for them. So then you ask, who is the Mfundisi? Who is the king? Who is the Nduna? Who is the leader that is telling these women that a man who doesn't have money is not good enough? What? It clearly wasn't us. And now you're fighting with the woman you're meant to love instead of trying to figure out what is our leadership. Who is our leadership and what is our vision?
Nice.
You fix that, I think it fixes everything else.
Maybe let me add to what you said. When you said we've got a societal problem, I remember one guy was asking me, why is it that Bafana, I'm just making an example, why is Bafana not performing like Ghana, Cameroon, whilst our economy is much better, we are better, the infrastructure and all that? Then it goes down to the societal problem. Because Bafana reflects the status quo. If you don't have leadership, it's like if my DNA has been compromised, my hands obviously are going to be compromised. So Bafana, they are a reflection of what is happening inside the country. And when it comes to what is the problem with women, I always blame men the most because it is, maybe a few men in politics, all these lady guys, zonke le paris gcwele lapha kuma politics.
Lady guys.
Because everything that is happening now, the degeneracy, it started with these guys, in politics. Back in the days when I was young, bebakuhleka moshala ngemali. But after the tenderpreneurs came in, they created all this nonsense that you see, which if you don't have money, you're nobody. They started to buy, I know a guy in the gym, he takes out 20,000 rands to give to a woman, and says, give me your phone number, phone me. So those are things that are new, and they've created that. You're talking feminism, it's created by men, the social engineering. You're talking about the alphabet people, I'm sure they're here. The alphabet. No, I don't have, let me say this, let me clear this. I don't have a problem with what people do in their personal space. By the way, when it comes to the alphabet people as a movement, I have a problem with them as a movement, but not as individual, because as a movement, I did not see them in my struggle. They don't participate in anything. They don't participate in fees must fall. They don't participate in load shedding. Unlike other societal groups like women, I've seen women fighting against apartheid, fighting against drugs, fighting against violence during the era of IFP. I've seen students. I've seen professionals. I've seen church leaders. I've never seen, Abosomizi. They come after the fact, after we won. They say, oh, guys, remember me, guys. They always come for the rights. No, I'm just clearing that. With gay activism, I have a problem. I don't have a problem with them as individuals. I know they'll always say, we participated, there was somewhere, Simon, but he was participating as individual, as a black man. But as a group, women don't only participate when it comes to gender issues. They also participate in other issues. You see them in soccer, we see them in Stockfells, but these other ones, you see them after the fact and say, oh.
I win. Wait, Mike, so there's a question behind Kanyamazan. Yes, brother, go for it.
Yes, Nijani.
Mina
Ashley Khoza. Data science. As ngama nongikhombe ngesibhamu tani camera yazi. But anyway, I'm a data science student and then ngisebenzela company esedlalini. But
sure.
This is a safe space angithi. I can just come and voice out anything.
Yeah.
We hope so.
I can come and voice out anything lana ne. So ngintwana ekhulayo ekhulele kasi njengobra Ike and I have an issue. My issue is and my issue is ne out I understand I'm ultimately uncountable of things, and I think before accountability comes responsibility. You have to be responsible of something to be accountable of something. So I'm a father, I'm a girl father, too, and I'm still good. As a young kid who's trying to figure out a life, to navigate a life, and would like to seek a future, how should I maneuver?
You're not a kid anymore.
How old are you, Mkatin?
26.
26.
You're not a child.
I'm telling you, marriage, I'm not married. But
wow.
no, but I'm smart enough to see on the other side. Ukuthi marriage is the.
Are you with the lady? Sorry.
It's one of
He says they
the.
could.
Are
He
you
says
guys?
they
Are you
could.
guys? Are you guys in a relationship with?
Yes,
the
we're
lady?
still an item. Yeah.
Yeah, mapara, throw lo mntwana. You'll be very successful. That's gonna banya abantu mfethu monabo mfethu. You see fine. Uzoavoid into ziphi. Marriage is the most and the best institution ever created by man or God. I mean, look at the differences. Ngwenzele example ngama. No. And it created structure because that's where education starts. You know, this is our first school, you know, and kids are raised better, you know, no baba, no mom. Look at our celebrities, or you look at the soccer stars in Europe. Some, maybe they do have problems. Even rugby players, they marry early, maybe later on, you know, baba go midlife crisis. But they avoid a lot of things. They become very successful. They marry early, and then they have longer careers. Look at Amachita Sekas. I mean, especially Abotaki. I mean, bengibheke no last kuna letsotsi le batho bane uRonaldinho no Jabu Pule no Junior Khanya umuntu oyi1. I'm telling you bheka bo lezi zinye bekadlala nazo zeingamla ze married uRonaldinho usateka ibhola namanje makumele adlale the time mele adlale bekabaleka yabo beka slicer ayopha yabo into ezengalezo throwa lo mntwana baba ungamameli uPenuel
Sorry, Khoza. You mentioned before accountability, there's responsibility. And then I just want to get your question again. What was your question? You're a father of a child, of a girl father, and you and your partner are doing very well. What exactly was your question?
My question is, everybody has a purpose, right? And if you don't have purpose, I'm not responsibility. If I'm a purpose, I want to be the best at whatever I do. I must take accountability to why I'm consuming ngayo. You understand? So before accountability, I say it should come responsibility.
You weren't asking a question.
Well,
So my question is, ukuthi, why we're running away from responsibility and then facing accountability? Sharp, uba bomntwana. So mangithi ngimnakele lo mntwana, what do you want to do about it? Angina responsibility, but I am taking accountability ukuthi ngubani ngubaba lo mntwana. That's an example.
Sure.
So I say, why are we shying away from irresponsibility and facing accountability?
Okay. Do you want to jump at it?
I want to go on the internet. I don't know if you want to speak. I want to see the definitions.
Okay. So, if I'm understanding you, of course, we do want to. We do want to take responsibility. So you spoke about a beautiful space. Ike was adding blah blah blah. Unfortunately, not all of us have your dynamics. Abanye bethu shy co-parenting, boy, and it's not because it's a phone shy co-parenting. It's the dynamics of the car that we've been dealt with. You know, so as much as we want to take responsibility, we're trying our best, but there's many variables for different guys in terms of getting blocked out of that space. So let's just use your example. Uma wengane uyahamba uthatha ingane baya Ghana. All of a sudden, responsibility becomes a different challenge for you staying in South Africa. So I think if we can just understand, Uguti, we do want to, but there are challenges for different people.
So can I add on something?
Sharp.
As a machita, he said you must create structure, right?
Sharp.
Before umuntu, I think you must create structure for
I
you
agree.
to gumhola and lead the person kulento lefuna ukuthi abe yiyo. So you take responsibility okay, I am in a relationship na lo muntu lo. I'm going to take accountability ukuthi I'm going to build ngenze lo muntu lo whatever I wanted to become as a man, because I'm the leader, right? Penuel said we must lead. So immediately mangiba ne responsibility and accountability, I'm going to lead and then I'm going to create structure.
Sure.
So don't you think structure into kumele si-add emajiteni for us to understand ourselves and understand the structure and indlela ekumele simove ngayo ukuthi
You're right.
si-achieve lento esifuna ukuyi-achieve.
Dog, you are so right, bro. I'm saying, which unfortunately, not everything works that way. Yabona. So sometimes if ethu siyaphuza kanjena nangupalesa whatever, emithu siswabantu, the dynamics are different for different gents. So if we could do that, the question earlier, if we had learned who's going to teach us, perfect. We're 26. You come from a beautiful home, get you. Now, what do you do if you don't have that?
Ngicela ufundela kubaba Guguly. Responsibility is the duty to act or complete a task,
Sure.
while accountability is ownership of the outcome and its consequences. So you're saying accountability is the outcome, which we spoke to. You're saying we should take on responsibility, which are the duties before the outcome. Just confirming. Because I know for a lot of us, I mean, English is not our mother tongue.
For me,
so responsibility and accountability normally sounds like the same thing.
For me, it's not the same thing. Ne? Responsibility is taking ukuthi, okay, yimi ngichithile le cup leli, so I must clean up laphayana and make sure that the cup is full again. Taking accountability is saying ukuthi, yes, I apologize ukuthi ngichithile le cup leli.
Or you understand accountability as taking ownership for bad consequences?
No, even if it's a good consequence, you can say, yes, I created this camera. Ne? Anything that comes after the camera, Lena, the beauty that this camera is going to bring is because of me. I'm taking accountability. I'm taking accountability to upgrade and maintain the camera. You understand? So everything you create, anything you hold, life in you must take responsibility. And then you're gonna take accountability after.
I just want to get out of this chat.
Okay.
Mina, personally, just quickly.
Can we wrap this one?
Yeah, I'm exiting. Koza, thank you so much. I wish nothing but the best for you and your partner and your daughter. You're a young guy. I think Ike's advice is really good, and I hope you guys will build together, especially in the society that we have. I think for a lot of people, responsibility and accountability almost sound similar. What I will take from you is that yes, we must be responsible. And yes, we must be accountable. And as far as possible, please build structure.
Sure.
That's what I'll take from you, and I want to say thank you.
Can I say this because I will say this. I'm not used to podiums and titles, but I'll throw it back to the house. Maybe the house has the answer. I will say this. You mentioned structure. Maybe here, us all, we need to define how is this structure. It's formulated. I can tell in the past. It always, came from top leadership, but now we don't have leadership. Can it come from ground up, and how? For an example, if you go to apartheid, the state, how they did things, it was the state leading. They defined the kind of man that they wanted. For an example, all of us, abotaki besnama birth certificate and baptism certificate. You would not get a house unless you are married. You would not get certain jobs unless you are married, or you go to a certain church. And therefore, it created a particular type of guy, an upright guy. Afrikaners, they made sure of that, So in this situation, it's a free-for-all. You can see what is happening inside our country. So maybe the question should be, in the absence of leadership, what do we do? I mean, you remember those of my age, at Skela, we were doing about our father. It was normal. Even the television system, it spoke to this man that they wanted to create. I normally say that in a socialist state, you'll have to have a socialist education so that you produce the type of a person that you wanted. I mean, you check out my institutions of Vets. They were Jewish sponsored so that they can produce the kind of student that they wanted. So us here, we don't have a program. I'm saying in South Africa, if it was a person, it will be a drunk person because we don't have a theme. All other countries, they do have a theme. Be it the Chinese, they believe in the Chinese dragon. The American, they believe in the dream. Us here in South Africa, we're told about rainbow. And the wonke umuntu uyatshontsha. Abona neParis ifake impahla efanayo. Bakutshela ukuthi iclever le. Yabo ifake Louis Vuitton from bottom. Abantu ababhaya bathi nginomona. Thina bona mawuphuma ekhasi, it's a privilege. Ngeke uthole out imfethu ifake Louis Vuitton. Bathi mafia. And thina ama-mafia, bekuyi-out ezitshontshela i-system. Stealing from the poor, from hospitals, bese bathi mafia. Thina noma bongafika bathi umrembule sathola sekubheka abucheri nje abathi nangu sibanibani thina sihleli yabo siphuza into zethu so sijoina Khet Matlala alimukhos ubona uthi khona ngempahla ishayinayo namajita selimpopo ayazithanda le
Okay, all right, okay. Can we get the mic to Uputi? Oh, guys, can we get at the back? Yeah, let's go. Yes. Yes.
Hi, everyone. Sorry, my name is Mal Miller. I wanted to address the gentleman that traveled 5 hours. Kindly, please. You referred to women maybe being the problem twice. Are you able to perhaps give us examples that women have traumatized you so much? Because some of us watch the show because we are trying to fix ourselves. Thank you.
Give more to the audience.
Mana, can we just go to the next one? We'll get back. Guti sibaningi. And guys, tell Guti city with the.
Ngicela uWandile athole mic, umchitami uWandile is here.
No,
Shout out
but
to you, Wandile.
Mlotshwa, we need to be fair to the lady as well. How we answer
We'll get there. Okay, Wandile.
He was one of the first people to have a hand up after TK.
And you don't skip.
Where's
after
Wandile?
TK, You don't skip a man wearing a tie.
Where's Wandile?
You know.
Now Wandile in the front here.
There's a mic.
Thank
there.
you, sir.
Yes, let's go, sir.
Sanibona Wandile wakadlala.
Hola.
Mfowethu, I think one of our biggest problems once we start focusing on women, we lose what we are. And the reason that you're asking Guti, do women know that they are the problem? That's your problem. The problem is that you focused on everything that has been the outcome of women, and you've forgotten the income of men, because you are the penetrator. You put in. And the problem is, perhaps no one has schooled you on what to put in, or you haven't schooled yourself enough ukuthi ufaka njani isandla sakho ebhodweni ukuze le bhodo liphekayo litaste noma libe yilento oyifunayo. And I don't blame you. It's social engineering. I always talk no pen ngithi amabhunu were lethal, and I always respect lento yabe apartheid because it wasn't by chance. It was social, mental, psychological engineering. We always think we are less than what we are as a madod. If we're not fighting women, we're fighting amabhunu. If we're not fighting that, we're fighting ourselves, we're fighting blessers, we're fighting getting into every single hole that you can get into. You're fighting imali, you're fighting all of these things. You're fighting to get into Diamond Walk. But the second that you realize the fight is internal. Tebogo says it all the time. He said, stop running away from your pain. Because your discovery of what a man is in your pain.
Yes.
Because amadoda akudala bafowethu, they left ekhaya, which is the most painful thing, is to leave a child of that size, no mom. And to go stay a hostela, to go make some white guy rich, of your sweat and come home kanye ngenyanga. That is pain. But in that pain, they discovered ukuthi ubudoda babo bukuphi. In apartheid, the black men pulled together because they were in pain. And they won the struggle together because of that pain. Okwamanje, we are fearful of that. That's why we have our women who guide us into our manhood, and they've never been men. That's why women are telling us, you guys are chauvinists. They've never been men. How do you know what a man is? The first encounter you had with a man is ubaba wakho, and some of them didn't have. So how do you know ukuthi indoda yini? Because awukazi ube indoda. So how are you guiding your man to become a better man? You've never been one. Our biggest problem is that we are not spending enough time as amadoda in solitude. There are too many of us as mashisanyam. Da ayikuyayisho thi iibhari ziseshisanyama sigeza ikari zibhizi discussa ocheri who are not discussing them. Women don't gather around to discuss us, guys. They discuss the problems that we give them. So the fact that on a Friday night you took a drive from Mbombela and you are still discussing the people who are not here shows you how powerful they are. And once you take your power back, you will first then discover Gutindo Tayin. Can I go back to what a man is, Penson, 2026? When you say indota in 2026, in my view, a lot of us see me kuku. Umakshisa siyashisa, umakbanda siyabanda. But indota iyindlu ye-face break. Yakamasipala ka-Verwoerd. Because namanje samile. Indoda akuyona i-RDP home ekrekayo after 4 years. Indoda is one that puts principles down, says nginamaflopo mina. Mara kulo muzi lo la kakhoza la. Lento yokuthi uzofaka isketi ayingeni la. Bese athi bona kodwa wena ufaka i-t-shirt nje yakhe shine uthi kodwa la isketi asingeni, and you stick by that. And by doing that, you've explained why singangeni leso sketi. And you stick at that. That is being a man. Ubdoda is standing on the things that make the things happen. kulowo muzi. Noma kungenzeki. It's sticking to saying my sons will not come home and cry ukuthi they tackled me too hard.
Yes. I mean, really.
Because that pain makes sure ukuthi intwana yakho bese idonsa ngempama estradini. Ithi ekuseni bengiyoxoxela time ukuthi bangidonse ngempama ngithathele iPhone. Angeke baba buya la, and he sorts it out right there. Our problem as amadoda is we've been socialized and sikhuliswa our mom, who've only been our mom, and they've softened us up. She's soft kakhulu. Men like Ike that can say, "Ay sisangifuni abaseko." Machita sekasi wayikhethela. Da ngithabise ngilose. Ngifuna ubani bani lo strict lo. They knew ukuthi enye out noma ingaba nelime elismoother than me. Le strict angeke ingeneki le cherry. So ama out manje sesifuna labo cherry sithi lo simple ntwana ngimshaye last week. Seshare lapho. That's what we've brought manhood down to. Yabong.
Can I just okay.
Uhlala endlini emile, udrive ikara emile.
Hayi wena.
Yini like
Naleya nakutshayela entwana zano, you find a 40-year-old saying, I met this woman, she's got 2 cars, a townhouse. I said, the man doesn't talk like that. You know. Mina ngiyayazi lokuhlala endlini emile. Yo, mfana kithi. Uzobe sesithi don't, yabo, don't. If you do, for a short space, don't drive a woman's car. Yes, bazokuthola mfethu soyenza ipoint nabanye abantwana. Bathi sakolo yiko kai. Hey mfana, uthola omunye ochair
bayibusa bafana.
Kumele ibuye icar.
So yeah.
Very, very short. Mel, I think. I wanted to say thank you. There's 2 ladies I normally see in the comments. I think Janet Johnston and Michelle Khumalo. I know there's many others. I just want to say thank you for watching the conversations.
Yeah.
We appreciate that there are women willing to listen to men and trying to make society a better place. So I just wanted to say thank you to yourself and the ladies that are here
Yes,
that I
there's
can
another
see.
lady
Thank
at
you.
the back.
Thank you
No,
so much.
It's you know what
Wait,
you know,
it's a tough one because we speak about one of the things that sometimes it's difficult. I know for me and this guy because we're having these conversations and sometimes our language goes a bit left. But there's a little granny over there with my boys.
Oh,
That's
yes.
the mother that raised us over there. Mamsi, we love you. So yeah.
to what?
Sorry, ngicela ubonge mfethu omama bonke abakhona.
Ibaningi.
Hey, Baba, you need to thank you.
Sorry, don't isolate.
No, bonke?
Don't isolate. Omama mfethu babili abalapha.
Oh, mama. Oh, okay.
Yes.
So, Auntie Annie, thank you so much for coming here. That's my mother-in-law right there. All right.
That's all right. So
Nami ngibonge.
so no, I just want to add. We'll hit after.
So bongendli.
You wanna?
I'm done. Thank you.
Oh, you're done. No.
Bega
Go to
mngana.
the floor. You know what's the thing about what you've said is that one of the issues that women face. Hey, there's women here. You guys, if I'm wrong, you guys will then address. Is that once you make the statement that Montlunya okeni roko, the woman then says why. What men struggle with is that they're not able to articulate the why. Because you must understand how much itapaya. They saw what manhood is from the grandfathers and the fathers, but they were not given the reason as to the why. Like, what is the actual reason why in this household, you know, there's never a point where they sit down. Then once the man can articulate to the woman the reason why, then the woman sees weakness in the man. Because the man that says, it's my house, that's not enough. That's not enough. You saying this is my house, this is how things go. You're like, okay, I hear you, but we're both empowered. Can we have a conversation? And I think where the issue then is, Amachita must understand, whatever principle you stand on, you must be able to articulate it and speak about it. And if you can't, then tell the woman that I don't know, but this is how I was raised. But then once you do that, then it's seen as weakness and whatnot. But all I'm saying is, if you have a principle, go back home and ask, why was it a thing in our household that this does not happen in this household? So that it becomes easier. Because how much then they get frustrated. But
it goes back to that question again, Guti. ezinye izinto mfethu mina ngizazi
You made the choice to stand on that principle, Chief.
ukuthi iskate asingeni
Or whatever it
ijini
is.
angeni. Yeah.
You made that principle.
Sure.
You must articulate the why.
So I need to stand on that, explain why.
Explain it. You can't
Or
just
don't
stand on
have the
something.
principle at all.
Or what?
Or don't have it. If I can't.
Or you marry a woman, or you're with a partner that accepts everything that you say.
Sure.
But if you're gonna be in Gauteng and you're gonna have that principle,
Sure.
you must be able to explain, because the environment that is in Ejozi, it's people having conversations. If you come from Emakaya, that conversation is not even had in the first place. Then you
Yeah.
must find that woman. Where that you don't even have the
I
chat
hear you,
with that
but
woman.
I hear you. And the reason why I'm going to push back is the caliber of sisters that we have now.
Where you must locate that
I'm
woman.
here in Joburg. Let's
Sure.
say I'm talking about the black middle class lady.
Sure.
Who might actually be able to articulate herself better than I can.
Sure.
So, and she might out earn me, and
Yeah,
she
yeah, yeah.
might be, those stereotypes.
Sure.
So I'm trying to explain to her, Uchina ungeni like her, and she pushes back.
What's your reason?
Ngiyatatazela ngithi, ekhaya, umama wathi.
But you know what it is then? Take your home, Pruami.
Sure.
All I'm saying is you must take the effort. The statement on its own, I don't think it's enough.
Sure.
In Jozi.
Yeah.
In Emakaya, then I think Emakaya it's easy, but it's not even a conversation.
Yeah.
Because you guys match, you guys come from the same culture.
Sure,
so
sure,
there are
sure.
certain conversations that you guys won't even have in the first place.
Yeah.
Like the conversation of each and
Sure.
Emakaya is not even a conversation.
Yeah, yeah.
But once you are in this environment, I think it's fair for the men to articulate the why.
Can I tell you what my struggle has been?
Sure.
I agree with you for the first time.
For the first time?
Yeah, it's making sense. Jama mangashayi chiscope. No, that's panic. That's panic, man.
Can I tell you what my struggle is?
Sure.
And I think I might not be alone, and I'm going to be a little bit vulnerable.
Sure.
I've always said, no, not good, I'm emotional, vulnerable.
Oh, sure.
Guti, I've been attracted to strong women. Yes. Mlotshwa beg, we are beg.
Yeah, you've got a problem. You must
Mlotshwa,
articulate the
we are
why.
zam articulator.
We are
I get you trying to explain I was raised this way, I was what? A beg in Yabon.
That dominant voice.
In their dominant voice. Because our sisters are strong, bro. Especially the ones that a lot of us are attracted to, let's be honest. They're strong. So, uzoibega lento yakho. Uyibega, I think this is a beg and then you find yourself like singatsendlali tennis of opinions. I put something, she put something. I put something, she put this thing of Guti, this is my house. I don't know if it carries as much weight. Sorry? I don't know if it carries as much weight in 2026 as what it used to back in the day. Or the fact that I pay for this, or So I hear you and I agree with you in the utopian planet I've created in my mind. But in reality, I struggle with it. Am I the only person?
No, we need to get a mic. My brother, Mike.
I mean,
Actually, shout out to
no.
Black Slim
Yo.
and Black Ryan in the back.
Shout out
the
Black
coffee.
Guys, no Black Slim. For the coffee, guys, please. Go buy some coffee.
Yes,
No, Toto, awukhulumi, ngibona uphakamile.
Not
You can't wear a tie and not
we need to
speak.
go to that guy after. The guy
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
You need to go to that guy, please.
Yeah, Man City.
You can go, sir.
Sanibona guys.
Yebo.
Igama nguManqoba Owen Kwela.
Sure.
I love that corner my gents because now I'm able to actually counter you guys. Because mangihleli ngedwa endlini ngihlezi ngithi hayi Penson uyabheda Penson.
Hleze bhena Penson, you're right, Manqoba.
So I'm going to start with the main question, right? What it is to be a man, and then I'm going to come back to what you guys say, just real quick. My articulation of it, based on the feminine and masculine, is very much not simple, but yeah. Masculinity is an energy that goes towards ambition, strong. You have to do something in order for you to be masculine, right? An energy that goes towards. When the sun is up, everybody has to get up and actually go to work. That is why the sun is correlated with masculinity. When it's dark, when there's a moon, we know the moon is actually in line with femininity. Peace, quiet, loving, caring, go to sleep. That's femininity. It's an energy that attracts, right? So that is why. Clock it. So So it's an energy that attracts, meaning that is why we as men go to women because we chase them, right? An energy that goes to what? And then they sit there, they position themselves, and then we go to them. That's it. So if you're ambitious, stoicism, all of that, you're a masculine man. So just think of that every time when you actually sit down with, so am I doing things that actually move forward as a man, that goes towards something that is, instead of complaining and saying it's women, that's it. But masingizala.
Siyabonga Manqoba.
Exactly. Masingizala. Ngiyayizwa into esho uKabini xa uhlala phansi.
Uhlala phansi mfethu.
Ngiyayizwa yabo into esho uKabini, and I mean is actually I agree with him fully.
Sure.
And ngizoquote ku brother because I watch him too much, right?
Sure.
It's either you create a structure by yourself which is more difficult, or you adopt a structure.
Sure.
Like Islam, like Ushembe, all of that. In order for you to articulate, just like your brother said, ukuthi like how kwenziwa nje agqoke ibhuluku, there has to be some sort of a structure that puts that in place. Ukuthi ngenxa kaShembe, ngenxa Christianity, ngenxa ka what, we don't do these things. Otherwise, if you're not adopted a structure, you're gonna have to sit your wife, your people down ukuthi yo, la kwakhwela khwela, la kwakhwela kwenziwa kanje, umhlalise phansi, and she has to fully understand that from the get before akhulela, before kwenziwe lezo zinto ukuthi singena kule game esingena kuyona. If she angavumi njengoba adushe ngoba she's feminine and feminism challenge, she has more money than you, uthana noManqoba and you're expecting me to lead, this is my role, intamba kanje sathi uyangena or uyaphuma. Ikanjalo nje, simple, because la kakhwela kwenziwa kanje. If you don't communicate that, you're going to have trouble. Masikhathi masesihambile ukuthi lento ngitshela na mina ngiyazi, mina I know because of psychology what akhothela ama stats go just because she's smart to be like, girl, masha kanje. Phelile, thank you.
Isibongo mfethu.
Khwela. Mkapazi, yes.
Ikhwela. Siyabonga khwela mfethu.
Good evening, everybody.
Evening, brother.
Stephen here. From
I can't see Stephen, sorry.
Stephen, yeah.
I'm here.
Thank you, Stephen, sorry.
Originally from Limpopo, but now I stay in the
Hey,
ghetto of
Limpopo.
Sandown. The rumors
Now,
aren't true.
Stephen.
Rumors aren't true.
Sorry, Stephen. Please continue, sir.
It's all right. It's all right. So perhaps I want to maybe shift the gear a bit, right?
Sure.
This point that's been made, I think we're sort of skirting around this point, right? But I'd like the panel to maybe dive into it much deeper, right? So we talk about fatherhood. We talk about the impact of the woman in our lives, single motherhood. Oftentimes, and I think, Penuel, you spoke about this, you said we need to look at our DNA, right? You need to interrogate your upbringing, your past. Where do you come from, right? Debs, I love it when you speak about your relationship with your father. And you always said, you know, there's these lessons that I got out of him, even though he was there, but he was not there, etc., etc. And you said a really good comment to say, we need to go back, right? So my question there would be, why don't we first look at the DNA of what's inside our blood? Shouldn't we be going back to our fathers and sitting down with those men and saying, Mfethu, what is in your DNA? What makes you a man? What's in you that is a man? Do you get what I'm saying? Because ultimately, I remember there was this interview that, again, I think, Penuel, you had it. And it was this, I forget his name, but he was saying that your father was a preacher, or your grandfather was a preacher, your father was a teacher, and now you want to go and be an accountant. Where are you going? Teaching is in your DNA, right? There's things that's in your blood that comes with you. So then my question, that's exactly that. Should we be going back to our fathers? For those who were raised by single mothers, should we be going back to them and asking, hey, Mfethu, what's going on? What is it? Tell me who I am. Because a lot of the time, some of us here, you're your father, you just don't know it. You get what I'm saying? Is that something you guys would think we need to unpack?
Okay. Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you, Stephen. Thank you so much.
Mlotshwa, are we lahlela mfana?
Maybe there's an answer.
Lahlela mina.
Or is there an answer in the crowd? Yeah. No, no.
You can reply. You can reply. Can I add after?
Ningakhulumi for too long so that new people can get a
Yes,
mic.
guys,
Yeah,
please.
like I think as much as
I see
we,
some
we,
fresh
we want to
hands.
say things Wandi Poti.
Guys, there's fresh hands as well.
Let's make sure what you see.
No, you can hit, sir. It's fine, sir.
Spread the
Thank
love.
you, sir.
I just wanted to go back to you, Penson.
Sure.
I would hate to walk away without us understanding it because it took me many years to understand what you asked.
Sure.
Umamsi raising you psychologically, that was the picture of leadership. So whenever you look for other leadership, that's the picture you look at.
Sure.
So when you say Gako, now that you found this leader who's now a lion, who's had to take care of 3 kids on her own, when you find this woman and you tell her, when she fights back, you don't see your woman psychologically. You are seeing umams.
Sure.
So you articulating it is speaking back to that woman, not your woman. And that's why Majida apalla ko articulator to the T. Why did the basari batli kamuntu? Angamfoni minofazo puzai. But we don't realize that it's the psychology alas pumakon.
You know
I
what you're
just
saying?
want to
You know
add
what you're
quickly-
saying is
I
so
want to
crazy.
add quickly to just what Stephen said
Okay.
about going back to our fathers. I think part of the exercise must include going back to our mothers.
Yeah.
Because some of the things you won't be able to answer.
It's your
without
condition.
adding the mom
Condition.
piece.
It's a,
You know what I
there's
want to
layers
say?
to this
You
shit.
know what I want to say? Sorry, man. And you guys are
No, you're not
speaking.
disrupting me. I'm fine.
Oh, you guys are speaking to what I want to add is that one of the issues that women being the issue.
The problem.
Women. No, there is a point.
Hey,
But-
shout out to Kylie, man. You made an impact.
Yeah. So
Thank you.
here's what I wanted to add to what you're saying is that, and women don't get this. Your first reference as cheetah of what a woman is your mother.
Sure.
So women then tell you, then go marry your mother. I'm like, that's stupid. That makes no sense.
Sure.
I have no other reference of what a woman is to me. Outside of the old lady lami.
Sure, sure.
So I think you are right in saying that you need to go back to, as you speak about fathers, I mean, most men are going to say they're not there, so I want a reference. But they'll go to the uncles and whatnot. But you are correct, Mlotshwa, in saying that we need to also go back to the mothers. Because sometimes you not being able to articulate it is saying, look, can you spend a week with my family? Please spend a week with Umamsi. If that lady is smart enough, she will see what you were saying. Yeah,
Without
I'm told.
me having to
Without
try
you,
got you.
So if you can articulate it, I think you're like, Yazin, this thing is, I can't. There's something in me that's not able to articulate it for a week or 2 weeks.
If you can.
If you can.
Because that's
Go
also
back.
a challenge as well, right?
Yeah, go back.
Sure.
Because you're, yeah.
So to Stephen's point, this is now Sankofa. This is
Yeah,
what
standard.
Africans used to do
Yeah.
after getting married.
Yeah.
The woman would be sent home to your mom.
Ukotisa.
Yeah, so that she can be groomed ukuthi lo mfana lo uyahlupha, unokucasuka kanjena and to assist. It obviously would have been nice, I don't know if it was done, for you to also be sent to her father. So that he can also explain with, hey, my daughter Nyamaz, my senje. But yeah, those become part of the solution.
So I'm just saying, I agree with what you're saying, but we need to answer the father one, Mlotshwa. Do you want to hit?
Siyabonga Wandile first.
Wait, did we answer? But wait, Mlotshwa.
RTP, asikho isikhathi
Oh,
sokukhothiza
sick
kwakhe.
is RTP.
But
And
wait,
my flat.
Mlotshwa, did we address the father one? Did we
Yeah,
address?
Stephen, no, I don't
no,
think there was
no,
much to address, but I think it's noted and it will be engaged because he asked us to go deeper.
Okay.
I think if we can
So,
have maybe one or two other
Just one more,
points
ne?
and then we'll hit it.
I'm gonna be short. Gents, I'm interested in the point that Penuel.
Sorry, your name, sir.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, go for it. Go for it.
I've been in Josie I've been practicing, I studied, I'm an architect.
nice one.
ne? I
Brilliant.
just want to say, gents, ne, the point that Penuel raised, solving problems, ne, I think that's the key thing we should focus on. Ne? And I just want to say, Uguti, ne, gents, we can't do it alone. Ne? We have to do it together. That's all I can say. Because we have to, from defining what the problem is, what is the problem. Surely, I'm a cheater, because if we identify and prioritize the problem, ne, and we first of all, we have to make sure that the value of that problem solves stuff. It has value. Ne? But I just want to say we have to rally together, because if you look at the world, it was built. I know it's controversial, ne? But it was built through structures, ne? And the structures need to solve problems.
Yeah.
Being distracted, I know the elites, ne? They define success. There are things that define success, ne? But we need to almost look beyond those definitions and just make sure that the value that comes out of that is concrete and it's bigger, it's longer. I think if we rally together as gents, we just can't do it alone. From the scale of the home, obviously, most of the problems I think the show addresses are more relationships. So you have to define that. It's about running a home. It's about your relationship with your partners. But you have to scale it up, because gents, there's no time. I just wanted to put that.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Wait, Mlotshwa.
Oh, no, it's just a request. Whenever we're done, the gentleman with the glasses and the gentleman with the beard, can they please get mics? It doesn't have to be now.
Yeah.
I just want them noted before you see new hands, because their hands have been up.
1, 2, 3. Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's all.
Guys, let's
Is
try
there
not
some-
to focus on the new hands. We get everybody's passionate, a lot of testosterone here. That's good fun, guys.
Sorry, sir.
Do
you
we have
wanted to
someone?
speak? No, I wasn't saying the mic must go to them. I'm just noting
need to be
that
aware.
I did see their hands, so at some point,
One, two,
can they
them
please
here.
get mics? That's all.
Good evening,
Thank
gents
you.
and ladies. How's it? Luciano here.
Sorry, sir.
Oh, my name is Luciano.
Luciano.
Luciano. Yeah.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Like a man. This is what I don't know this gent, by the way. So, but I see he's in a technical space, and all of us in technical, I think we think more like the same, right? So everything is structures. So I just wanted to address the gent. I think is the one who spoke about being 26, married, and
Ukoza.
Sorry, Koza.
Yeah.
So I was married at 22, my guy. No?
Shout out to you, bro.
Yeah, that's fine. So I've got two sons. No? My eldest is 9, and my young is 6. I've been married for now 8 years. It has been a phenomenal
journey.
Yeah, phenomenal journey. So I think the structure that I built and the vision that I had for my family is that I want my kids and my wife to be in one household, right? So everything was casted on a vision. And I had to draw that plan down for my wife to say, this is what I want by year 2, year 3, year 4, now we're year 8, you know what I mean? And then everything stems out from responsibility. So if you take responsibility for everything that you've done, because you deliberately got this lady pregnant, you bore the kids into this life. So you're the one who has to account to everything. So everything is dependent upon the structure and the vision you have for your family. I think that's point blank.
Did I deliberately get her pregnant, or was it just
No,
Ufake itotolozi, boy. Utsho kanjani?
Thank you, Luciano.
Thank you, man. You see, accountability. It's going back.
And structures.
No, we need to go back there.
May
No,
I
no.
request?
Yeah.
Again, sorry. Before the two gents hit, you wanted us to address Stephen.
Yeah, the
Because he
father
wanted
thing,
us to
we're
go a
going
bit
too
deeper.
far. Yeah.
Please go for it.
If you want to hit it, hit it.
No, I'm just saying we shouldn't forget about it.
Please go for it, Debza. Please.
Unless you want to say something. Uputwe
Yeah, he's gonna speak. Debza, please.
About the father thing. Look, man, it's we need to be honest about the state that we're in South Africa. And I think probably one of the mistakes we're making is looking into the family for that solution. And I think that if your family is not the solution, you need to look outside. I really think you have no choice. Because there are some guys in the hood where the father was not there. But umalume what bani next door or 3 streets away. I mean, we remember Kasi, Nernale Malum Dlame. Any boy that was disruptive in the hood, Nerlata Malum Dlame, he was this huge guy. Baga shy boy.
Violence.
Manga shy homework boy. The mothers knew who to go to. Because the fathers, they didn't have maybe the ability to discipline. Because I think even, or they went there, most of them went there. And they went there, you know. So I think if your family is not the solution, I really think go next door. Go to, I don't know, AMAGENTS.
Let me say
go
this. In addition to what you said, you're speaking of a solution going back to the father.
Sure.
I've got a car that's giving me a problem. So all the mechanics, they tried to fix it. I told you, I bought the engine, it doesn't work.
Sure.
What do you do in such a situation? You take it to the maker. I take it to the BMW, then they'll fix it because they know the car, they know the DNA of the car.
Sure.
But as guys, we forget one thing. I believe that as Africans, I believe that we come from somewhere, whether you're from Europe or whatever, as a human being. But one thing that we always neglect, it's where we come from, the maker. I normally say to guys, whether you've been, dumped, whether, you've been fired at work, if you have God, you've got enough to start all over again. If you have got God, if you believe. I've stayed in all suburbs, and when it's bad, I go back home. I always went back home. And sometimes it's tough. I've lived in Sentin, Rosebank, and sometimes I'll be, like a yo-yo, I'll be in Soweto in a backyard, and I'll meet this beautiful woman. At the moment, I'm not looking for a relationship.
I lived in Sentin, I live in Tembisa,
I'm relatable, so I make the example so that you can understand. And I'm to listen here, my baby. You live in Sentin, I live in Soweto in a backyard. Me and you, not the same, because you can imagine. In fact, more game kind dish, it gets in dish. Me na mango, a 6-room, no breakfast, but they come nevertheless. They still come because
Bafunan from you. Bafunan.
So that is that. But as guys, but what I'm trying to say. Yangaka singa oil mfethu. Mari. Kumele. Noma usathuruma oil. Yeah, but what I'm trying to say ukuthi yabo, when alintato mungso, yabo, msadi wayi. Are bana ba banyane ba bua ka wena ka montle wa itseba go tshwere ke tswekere mara ntse o tsama o tshwara
yeah, sure.
So Moses ukuthi unoshukela phuma intweni leave yekela abantwana
baze ku Ike
yekela abantwana beze kimi no but what I'm trying to say with us guys, sometimes not we invite problems, you go far. I mean never ngibantu mfethu umntana ozongifuna bomas phela kunabanye abantu mfethu in the morning bafuna bo 8 hours 7 hours and uyazi ukuthi yebo ku blind. Relax, your people will come to you, but also you believe. I talk to myself, I pray. You may think that I'm an atheist. Those people who brought me here, I tell them, Bafethu, my gents, you brought me here. Find a solution. So we must always go back to the maker. There are people who brought us here. God brought you here. Yeah.
Sure. If I may, I'm going to get a bit personal and I apologize. So, Stephen, my father passed away in 2020. Our father, who art in wherever is that? So our father passed away in 2020, and about 5 years before he passed, I spent a lot of time with him because I was searching for something. I was searching for answers. There were things that we'd been raised on. There were struggles that we'd had. There were issues that even my mom had that I didn't quite understand. And especially at a time where I was getting older and I had children, and there were things that were not making sense. Sadly, he'd passed on, I think, before my brother spent time with him. And I've said to my brother that I think I got a lot of healing and a lot of answers in doing that. Because your question had to do with DNA. I appreciate that Utebza says if you don't have a father, try and find relatable people. I think that's mostly for advice and guidance. But you're speaking mostly to who you are in your blood. I've said to my brother, because I've spent time with my father's brothers and my older male cousins. I've said to my brother many times, please go and spend time with those people. Something happens when you're around them that clicks in your head without them even trying. I've said to my sister, Penrose, she's had struggles as women would. And I laugh at her. And I say, the way you're behaving, I've seen it in my older female cousins and in my aunts. Go spend time with them. Because this thing you're struggling with, I swear to you, I've seen it. And the solution you're looking for is there. So I want to emphasize again what you're saying. Whether your father was an alcoholic or a drunkard or a deadbeat, that's not why you're going to spend time with him for healing. No. He's in you. Same with your mom. They're in you. There are certain things that you can read all the books and go to all the seminars. It might be relatable here and there. But there's something about this alcoholic time of yours when he speaks that's going to do something to you. Unfortunately, no one else can. So I do agree that in part of your journey, if you have the privilege, if you are not an orphan, if your parents has passed on, go to the closest blood relative. And just like Ukotiza, just spend time with them. Don't even ask for anything. If you can, ask questions. What was my father like? Hey, mama's always shouting at me. There's something that your grandmother will say. You'll be like,
Makes sense. Sure.
I know your mother. This is why she's like this. It's because you're like, I didn't know that. And she's like, I normally do this to your mom and it changes everything. You're like, no one else could have given me that advice. Sure. So I just want to emphasize on what you're saying, Stephen, that to gents out there, as we're trying to define manhood, if you have the privilege, just spend time. Take a walk, take him on a drive, whatever it is. And while you're there, just immerse yourself. It's similar to prayer, meditation. You are with a living ancestor in real time, who is your real creator. And they're going to tell you things that are actually in you, that will explain certain things. And I think it might help answer certain questions that you may have in the building of the systems you're trying to build.
So adding to what you're saying is that, because I came from the perspective that if they are that immediate family, if they're toxic, I was saying to him, run.
Go to them.
You're saying go to them.
There's certain things in their toxicity.
Sure.
Again, personal example.
Yeah.
Violence.
Sure.
My father was very violent. And I believe it's one of my protection mechanisms. People don't know that I have a dark side. I'm not violent, but I'm so comfortable with violence because of my dad. So it becomes a protection where sometimes I meet violent people. It doesn't matter who in Kabi. I feel nothing because in Kulegi, I'm like, lo muntu angikhulisa mina is such a yes, sis.
Yeah.
So no, you understand and we can laugh.
Okay.
No one else can have that. Why are you so comfortable speaking to these people? I'm like, they're toxic people in my family.
What's in you?
I know these things, man.
Yeah, no.
Kulega. So it's not so much to go and learn from them, not maybe to fix them. It's to understand self more than anything. Yeah. Spend time with them watching just immerse, sit down, ask a few and then leave. It's an exercise of self-understanding and self-awareness. That's all. Okay. I think that's what you're speaking to, Stephen.
No, thank you.
It's difficult, and I'm just going to add my side. You can be raised in the same house and have different experiences, right? An example, I was 27 when I had Uzita. I'm 37 with Tuntumbez. I'm a different person, and they'll experience different parts of me. So my upbringing with my father was very violent on me. You get what I'm saying? So like, and Tangades used to beat you up like a man when you were a child. Now Grotman's going to say, go chill with that guy. Yeah, you get what I'm trying to say? So he might have a different version and understanding, and it might be easier. I'm not saying what he's saying is wrong. It's right. It's right to him. To me, when he says, "Okay, go chill by the uncles," and I say, hey, "They're his brothers. They knew what he was doing, and he did fuck all. So fuck them as well." Can you see my lived experience? So I agree with what you say. I'm just saying it's a lot harder for me.
Sure.
You know. So yeah, man. Okay. Let me not get too.
Get a mic, Baba.
Sorry, the change of the classes and the guy at the back, please.
Hey. Hey, ngathi uzocula udlala bhola boy. Usharp.
All good.
Sure.
Igama uThapelo. And to answer your question, Debs, yes, I used to be an artist.
Yawubona kaligwegwe boy. It's a thin version of I. Come on, boy. Shapati.
Modla.
Majita so next off Frostan. Go guys, see Majita so man. Now what chati chirika ufela mfethu.
Mana wena uyakhuluma uThapelo.
But more than anything, by the way, igama uThapelo, and big fan of the show. And
thank you,
more than anything, I see all the brothers Bra Ike, futhi, it even sounds wrong saying Bra Ike because
Yeah,
literally
he's like
the
100
Ike,
years old.
you know?
Ike.
Mara, at the same time, we're speaking the same language because Ntwana Sekas.
Sure,
So
sure,
at the
sure,
end
sure.
of the day, it's
Okay.
like the Ike. But apart from that, I truly feel like, okay, so I just want to take it back a little bit in terms of relationships as amachita.
Sure.
And one of the biggest gripes for me is that, great, it's like we realize that, okay, there's a problem here and there's a problem here. The question being, Uguti, how do we solve that? Then maybe we can argue and say, all right, you work on yourself and I work on myself, and then we become very good versions of ourselves. But then that begs the question also to say, when all of that fixing has happened, and this is just out of speculation, I feel like it will get to a point whereby now I do not relate with my counterpart. And in a situation where I don't relate, then ultimately then trickles into some form of abuse on both sides. Because if I were to make an example, right now as a gent in Yapanda, I do everything and then I get all of the money and the success, right? And then at the end of the day, you see it in terms of amachita then wanting to use what they then have, which I'm in total disagreement. Tamalami also used to tell the stories to say, we pari in a situation where we out Exactly. So kugcine kuba nezinto ezifana nokuthi you end up then using what you then have or have amassed in this case, ukuthi wenzeni now to have some sort of an advantage over that particular person or rather your counterpart. So with that then being said, maybe then you can segue into this at whatever point in the show. But Guba, it rather begs the question to me to say, how do we get back to each other? Because we are worlds apart as we speak. I'm saying, when you ain't whatever, I understand. And then they saying also the same thing, whatever. But I'm working on myself. You're probably working on yourself. Then how do we then get back to this particular circle that we are trying to form and be together?
Etapel, is this based on a true story?
Yes.
So I'll tell you this, right? So I'll tell you this, Pen. The one thing that I feel very privileged of is the fact that I don't have to go through something to actually analyze it and put myself in that, so that I don't then find myself in that particular situation.
Oh, you've seen it somewhere else.
You've learned from other people.
It literally happens all across, and I literally would just find myself sitting and looking at that and be like, that's bad.
Sure.
I wouldn't want that for myself. To be honest with you, I'm in a very beautiful relationship with this one particular lady. And to be honest with you, it was actually advice that came from Intwana Yami. One of my boys, he's younger. So it literally got to a point whereby it was like, you know, when you are attracting a certain type of woman in different bodies, and then you're like, yeah, no, it's fine, I'm tired. And then it was like, don't you think you are searching in the same places? And then once that then clicked, okay, so that means you need to change the space and the mentality of possibly what you are even looking for, or what you then want to then say, I want this in a woman. Sure. And then ultimately that then was the thing that actually brought me to where I am at this current point in time. So basically, just to sum it all up, how do we get back to each other?
Thank you, Tapelo.
Thanks so much,
I don't know
guys.
if you want to attack him or let the gents at the back
Yeah,
speak.
we're gonna
Let's go to the
Uguti. Guys, let's also just make sure. Let's also just make sure we say. Let us see show you.
Guys, yeah, 30 seconds, 1 minute, mato.
Sure.
Hi everyone, Shosho gents.
Awuntshebe.
So I have
Right.
I have a question directed to Braig.
So your name, sir?
My name is Dandelion.
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 Dandy.
Yes.
Lion.
Lion. Yes.
Directed to Dave,
Direct to.
So
Sure.
my question is from the beginning of the show, you went talking about how you were raised. And you then said you were 12 around 1984. So I've often, when looking for a mentor a couple of years ago, so I was talking to a lot of older men who were born around 1970s, late 60s, seeking a mentor. Obviously, it failed. I didn't find. And often when I talk to you guys, you mention the times and the way you guys grew up and the men around you when you were growing up. But you guys are the same guys who went on to have sons who are now around 20 to 30 years old, who are now 30 to 40. And these are the men that we are now saying are weak, are simps. So do you not think it's a failure on you guys? You did not teach what was taught to you.
Simple.
In your
Yes,
time.
yes. Dandelion, take it easy.
Because
Hey, when a lion.
it's very
touch
direct.
on the back, man.
to you guys, just a question.
Thank you, Dandelion.
Eta ayike yakho le baba. Lahlela baba.
Sekuwena umphathi wohlelo.
Yeah, ngiyibi ngiphethe la mfethu.
Listen, one thing about me, I always take accountability. I've made mistakes. You know, there's a Chinese saying that says, if you made a mistake and failed to correct it, you've made a second mistake. Maskula, we didn't know much. I can tell you, ngaboma 70s, 80s, abantwana abaningi, most of women who lost their virginity, speaking for Stan, most of them, they were coerced because people then believed that a woman says no while she means yes. It's only in the 90s that was corrected. With no means no. And things started changing. Speaking for Stan. So we learned, we've made mistakes because we are learning now from the older generation. And I made it a point to go see. I have lots of kids maybe, but not like Penuel.
Oh.
So,
what do I chase?
Oh, guy.
Yeah, because, fathers, back in the days, in the 70s, you didn't hug your father. It was only happening on TV, where somebody says, Daddy, Daddy. Baba Kabegate, shut up. Magakona, he buys a newspaper, dining room, we all run away. Yabo, Saturday, yabo, come here. So all that. So I made it a point, because all my kids, they're going to be open, and I'll prioritize this girl. I've got a 28-year-old. She calls me a misogynist. I've spent monies, all my kids, I take care of them, the school, I've spent an attorney who's got a PhD. I've spent monies, on all of my kids. I try to correct that, but that, I cannot ignore what is happening now. Indwana they're different, obviously, maybe generations, they change from time to time. The challenges that we face, are different now. But now, what is happening, because of the social engineering that we face, maybe driven by our politics, there are lots of simps, that is true. Especially in politics, and we need to call them out. And normally, I call them out, those in authorities. I don't focus mainly on the victims. I focus mainly on these guys who are in authority, who are shaping a status quo. But us, my generation, we made a lot of mistakes, and I take accountability, of the mistakes that I've had. And one of the regrets that I still regret, I didn't marry the mother of my kids, of which it's not a nice thing, to impregnate someone and then move. Sometimes I cannot take the blame alone, but I also take the blame where I'm supposed to. So I try to, not to repeat the very same mistakes and teach other young men who don't, go through what I went through. So that's what at least that's what I can do. Don't go through what I went through. Don't do the mistakes that I did. So I take accountability in that way. By the way, I'm still singing. Come on. No, they accuse me, but okay, we live in Let me tell you, Let me tell you, you know us, Tina, we are wired differently. As guys, Tina, we seek money, we seek all the glory so that we can give to our families. And the women, when they have money, they run away. Yeah, I'm independent. So, Tina, we are different, you know.
I
So-
go mo miking lwena.
Ke bua ko micing.
Yeah.
Qetile.
Oh, sharp. Mlotshwa.
Someone referenced, I don't know if it was Umangoba, someone referenced the concept of identity as a base.
Sure.
Because the foundation is very important. And this is me trying to answer you, Tapelo, on that hypothetical base. This is now relationship advice, which is, divergent from what we're discussing here. Romantic relationships in particular, but the rest, family, friends, are going to be the most complex things you're ever going to encounter in your life. Even relationships with your children.
Fact.
So just breathe. Relationships, especially romantic, are the most difficult. Women are killed, most women that are killed by the men who love them, who are meant to support them. So that on its own should tell you how hyper-emotional romantic relationships are. With that being said, you meet someone, you guys love each other, maybe you have children, maybe you get married, and you realize there's an issue somewhere, and you both agree that you're going to go and work on yourselves. And when you come back, you realize that you're in two different planets. One is on the sun, the other one is on the moon. And your question had to do with, I guess, what's the solution? Very difficult question. And it's not necessarily that when things are broken, you throw them away. You're supposed to try and fix. But there is meant to be a deadline. Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes.
There's meant to be a deadline. And in that deadline, if you guys are going to couples therapy, which I would advise, and couples therapy doesn't have to be a professional, it can be an elder that you guys both trust. Both trust. But in whoever you sit with, you guys need to answer this question of identity. What identity do we subscribe to that makes sense to both of us? Because as long as you guys can't align to an identity, you will never be able to find each other. You'll stay together for sex, because it's convenient, because you've got a child, but you'll never be healthy. Uputye Luciano spoke about leadership. And I have to assume that the reason why his wife could submit, they've been together for 8 years since age 22, is because they have a similar identity. The day it shifts, and she's like, but why do you get to dictate? Why do you? They might split or they might carry on fighting.
And even if there wasn't a similar identity, she brought in.
Sure.
Because he says, Guti, year 1,
Year
Sila,
2.
year 2, year
Yeah.
3, and she brought in.
You know what?
Once the identity is disrupted, get help. And if after a prolonged period you guys can't find each other, unfortunately you'll have to call it. But you have to get to one identity so that you're referencing the same Quran, the same Bible, the why. Because if you can't ever get back to that, you're always going to have problems. It's the issue that we have as Otaki. We fight every fairy and we never get back to the identity. What do you believe in? Christianity? Isintu? So that when you're fighting, you're like, okay, we're not sure. Then someone says, okay, go back to the source, the why. And if you guys can't find the why, you're going to struggle. Before I hand over, I want to say something to Dandelion.
Okay.
Kancane mfethu.
Yeah, you'll take all my questions and you answer them.
Awulahlele lapho Mlotshwa.
Our fathers and our grandfathers and our forefathers failed. And it's one of the most difficult things that even we as black people have to acknowledge, and we're still struggling. Most other people still to this day shift the blame to apartheid, to whatever, because they don't want to take that accountability of saying, we failed. And if not me, then my father, my forefathers, who are me, by the way, I'm their manifestation. Now, as long as your father and your grandfather can't take accountability, you can learn some things from them, you can spend time with them. But in terms of direction and guidance, they may not be what's best. This is where now Tebza comes in with, go and find solutions somewhere. You may not even get this acknowledgement. They'll fight. Whatever the excuse is. And I use the word excuse liberally, and I apologize. It's just to say they need to take accountability and say, yes, we failed. That's why I was a deadbeat. That's why I wasn't around. That's why I didn't marry your mom, etc. You may not ever get that. But you need to understand that we have to then fix that where we can. Number one, taking blame for all your things. Because now you can't be telling your son, yeah, but my dad. Because then you become the same thing. So acknowledge that, look, I think this guy failed. I've addressed him. I've confronted him. he's apologizing or he's not, it's okay. What is my vision? What is my identity? How am I fixing the curse, as it were? How am I making different decisions so that we're not falling in the same trap as them?
You know what I want to...
Because we can only, especially as a boy going into a man, there's an expiry date for blaming your father, no matter how bad he is. From that point, you become now the father. And
18, it's done, Chief.
As I hand over, I want to give a shout out to my boy here.
We're going to do a shot. See you. Stand up, mate. Stand up, mate. See you.
Nos fios.
I just want to add to the thing that you asked about the issue that we were facing, that guys that was in the 70s, 80s, they've got these kids that are 20, 25. One of the reasons you must understand is that, and I don't want to use Ike, maybe let's say their era, not Ike directly, is that the issue with
60s,
yeah, about 60s, 80s, I saw it. Sorry. About 80s, yeah. So the point that I'm trying to make is that once you take away structure, it's done, man. You know, black people are aware of how they lived, and that structure is gone. And I think that you can blame their era for whatever that they've done, but you must understand that they got into an era of freedom. Freedom is not good for black people. We can argue it all we want. We love freedom. Black people deserve a dictator.
How?
No, you guys can't govern yourselves.
Chief.
Wait. So here's what I'm trying to say. You must understand that when there was a structure, marriage had benefits. You were only allowed to have a kid within marriage.
Yes.
There was certain, but once there was freedom, those structures are gone, Chief.
That's true.
Meaning that you can shambok anyone in the streets. I want a chance, because now there's freedom.
Sure.
Whereas before it was like, hey, Chief, marriage comes with certain benefits, and you must hold yourself. Which is even the woman were like, in fact, I'm holding myself.
Namachita,
you know, because they were shunned upon. Good, in fact, maju your parties and now in fact, what, you know. So the thing that we're facing now, and I think it came with the Irabu Praik, is that they were into freedom, Spale. And when freedom is there, it's like, I can do anything now. My family is not holding me accountable. For whatever reason, we'll unpack it if we need to unpack it. So
running away from religion?
Young Ton, religion is part of the thing. That was part of the structures. You know, culture, religion was the base of the black society. Once you take that away, in Fetu, it then becomes very difficult to blame the era, even ourselves, not our era self here. That's not structure, program. What do you then do? And it's going back to the thing of the base. What is it that you actually believe in? Because most of the things that people believe in have structure.
Sure.
They answer everything. They speak to the relation between men and women. Whether it's the Bible, the Quran, you need to follow a certain structure. And once you don't have that, especially us in Jozi, Jozi has a structure program. Manending we Christian. Sorry?
Hallelujah.
Oh, hallelujah. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, I blame them, but I don't blame them. They are in an era where there was freedom. Freedom was introduced, and freedom has got a certain way on how you live within it. And you can't yanyiwa program.
As it's where I get stuck is like my next step. So you speak about you must go through pain, you must go through the storm,
yes,
or you must be. Where I'm stuck now as umchita. What's my next step? You know, is my next step with manje ngenkani ngefanga kwashembe? Is my next step which I go to therapy? What's my next step to solve or to get me out of this hole?
You know what I've seen, and I won't lie to you. I'm getting to a point where I won't answer that question.
How?
No, let me tell you why. I've defined what it is that I need to do to go through the next step.
So, you let me die.
No, you will decide. You will find your people. I'm telling you, because if I give you my advice, let me give my advice is pain. And if you can,
you need pain.
No,
to me.
No. What I'm saying is, if your answer is religion, go find it for you. I'm saying my existence is pain every single day. So I don't look for joy.
Oh.
Here's what I'm trying is that here's what I'm trying to Mlotshwa, here's what I'm saying. I'm saying for me to cope, Tebogo, Michael Mavugaiba Keebine, me, I need pain. And how I view life is that every single so so that is my coping mechanism. And I've realized that we give out blanket statements and we think that it's gonna work for the next guy. And what I've seen that it doesn't work for them, Fit.
Bro, I'm a 32-year-old cheater. I done everything right. I got married. No, I got married, got kids. I did everything, the structure, but...
The structure of what society said you must do?
Yes, whether the society was Christianity, tradition.
Okay.
Now I'm in a quagmire. Umem stepped out.
Okay.
Espani, Akami Krendi.
Sure.
I feel stuck. And I think a lot of gents, at some point in their life, they go through certain valleys of life. To gents who are stuck, bro, how do we get to that next step? Ukuthi build the momentum. Whether in 22, 32, 42, 52, how do I get out of that space when I'm stuck?
I don't want to answer you, give you a cliche. But if you take away hope, what's left? If you take away hope, tomorrow it's a better day. That's why even the Abrahamic religions, they're based on tomorrow, the resurrection. Tomorrow is going to be a better day. So I believe in that. Sometimes I don't have the solutions, and it's okay. It's like a kid. You know, a kid can have a dream. One day I want to be a pilot, and this kid, my circumstances go with some queen. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't know the how. Maybe you must leave the how to God. You know, and as they say, if you are willing, you know, like one Gary player once said, the harder I practice, the luckier I become.
Sure.
You know, because the solutions, they start to come because you are in there in the field. As they say, when what
meets what?
Yeah, but if you hang around, you know, the barber shop, you might get a free haircut.
Come on.
Yeah, it depends where you place yourself.
Sure.
So, and the line is bigger corner.
I don't see that.
No, it depends where. It depends. No, it depends where you position yourself.
I don't know if we have a mic. Sorry, the gentleman with the afro who's chatting now had his hand up earlier.
Afro,
Sorry,
shirt
I
with
see
the
other
tie.
hands.
Who's the next
I'm not sure if
person
you're happy with the answer, Penson. Sorry.
I'm very happy. Guys, we also need to be very cognizant of time. No, we have to. Do better.
That's how I say.
We need to be cognizant of time.
15 minutes.
15 minutes. So,
Maybe
put your
take
shirts,
as
put your afro,
as much
put
hands
lapa
as-
wesqo.
May I make a suggestion?
You can make
If
as many
possible.
suggestions as you want.
This is
Take all
tough.
the hands.
Yeah, there's a lot of hands.
If each guy can take 1 minute
30 seconds.
30 seconds.
to
30
say
seconds.
say or ask whatever it is, and we're not gonna answer, but just
Sure.
so that
No,
it's
let's
recorded.
answer it.
No,
We have 15 minutes,
Let the
and there's
gents
about 10
put
hands.
things out, and then so we'll take it from there. Put your mic. Okay, let's
start
go.
then.
That's it.
Sambalan. Yeah, Kamala Mukarabo. Ngintona se Topse Soweto. I'm a sound engineer.
Nice.
So what I'd like to say is that I feel like men should really start coming together more like this. We need to start having more structures and councils of men from like different age groups sort of coming together and having more discussions like this. Because you may find that like, you know, ever since, I'll share like a bit of my perspective. Ever since I've come across like AMAGENTS or Convo, you know, I come across some of the questions I may ask myself that I maybe haven't had the opportunity to ask Amakrotmani or maybe personally Tamalami, you understand? So I feel like you set up a fun and AMAGENTS or even coming together like this sort of has us bouncing perspectives of each other and you get to learn a lot like that. So I feel like as men, because, you know, with the state of masculinity in this day and age, it's sort of a bit undefined or there's too many definitions to it.
Sure.
You understand? So, yeah, I feel like my suggestion is that we should really start coming together to bounce ideas off each other and trial and error. We realize there's sort of things that don't work, and let's try and see what could work, and let's have more discussions around that sort of setup. Yeah,
Thank you,
that's what I wanted to say.
Can the mic please come to the gentleman here? Sorry.
Guys,
Can the
just
mic please come
as the
here?
mic moves, I thank you
Can
so
you
much,
please
brother.
come here to the guy in the front?
And I wanted to echo
He's had his hand up for a long time.
Sonke siyakhula here. All of us.
Can you go there, then the guy at the back,
You will
please?
summarize after.
Yeah.
Sorry for making you work. It's just he's had his hand up for a long time.
Then we go to the back, please.
There's a change right here in the front.
Ungalahlela, Prom.
I think you can make a call, an executive decision with the mic.
Yeah, but the guy at the back must.
Let's hit.
Sure.
1 minute, please, so that everyone has a chance.
Yeah, it's not a question. So
Thank you.
it's gonna help. Igama uMathokoza wakamgomezulu.
Come on, Mngomezulu.
Kasipho, Kampisi, Kalkonsi. A generation of Mbigiza, you know. If you know of course, Bakamgomezulu, Tolagala Intabeni Zolbombo, just close to the Pongola area. Yeah?
Yes.
I'm a descendant of that kingdom. So this is very beautiful, guys. I listen to the gents so much, more to Penuel than the others.
That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. Let them know, Baba. Let them know.
No, but to be honest, for me, actually, what I came here, I think, guys, this is a very good platform that the gents are starting. I think we need to create a focus group.
Sure.
Like literally, because what we're talking about, this is cause and effect. Gents, they know, like everything will say, I could always throw women there, which is great. Especially the ones who never had.
Oh, yes,
a
come,
good girl.
bro. Those are
champs. But to be honest, that's what I think we need to do, because honestly, guys, I think right now it's not just coincidence. I think there's a certain frequency that is actually happening in the world. There's a little bit of knowledge and consciousness that is actually flowing amongst a lot of, especially black guys. You know. I was watching McG. I don't watch this what's this Mzansi Magic show, but this girl who apparently lost and didn't win. But there's something she said which I realized that actually, I think we now as the black people, especially our generation, the ones in the 30s who are impending this progression which can happen in this country. We can fully take control, proper and run this country, and this country can be very profitable as it is. But we just need to take the initiative. So for me, I'm just like throwing it to you guys. Let's not just end up just having conversation and having a great time, but let's now start doing the work.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Amazing. Who put your shirt in blue?
Before I pass the mic, emphasis on the minutes, because your opinion matters as much as the next person.
Washa.
Thank you.
Yes, really get best lap rewards.
Hello, everyone. Zamo here. I normally comment every Friday on AMAGENTS. As a Friday dose check with the green tick.
Hey.
Sorry.
No, sorry to disturb. I just asked me a question. No, Unjabulo Zulu's not here.
Okay.
He was actually hoping we'd be live streaming, but I want to give a shout out to Unjabulo, the guy on the train in Cape Town. Yeah. Sorry, sir.
No worries. I wanted to take it back to defining manhood. It was brilliant hearing people brainstorm accountability, going back to your DNA, personalizing it, and finding the core essence of who you are. I want to take that a little bit step ahead, or I have a little bit of a follow-up concern on that, because what happens is there's different dynamics. All of us might probably have different interpretation of what accountability means. And if we are individualizing our opinions, and I'm saying, I am this is what this means to me, and this is how I go about it, I am worried that it will then be too saturated, because we don't have like a core structure of how we would like everything to be and what would be the desired outcome. And following to that, I wanted to ask, should there be no template of what manhood is? We can then decide at which level are we going to define it and put in all the structures around it. Because going back to the point that I'd mentioned, that we all have different views. And one thing that I've realized is we can sit here as AMAGENTS, we can converse, we can gain information from one another. And one of the things that I see a lot of us, me personally, when I have progressive conversation with either an elder or like AMAGENTS or anyone, what tends to happen is we grow this arrogance as AMAJITA, be it in a good or in a bad way. And when we arrive at a conclusion that I discussed with AMAGENTS, this is what we defined manhood to be, and that's standard, and that's it. And we're not open-minded to an alternative. And we then get to a position where even if you have a strong point of argument or strong point of where you are standing as a man, probably it's not even what you're saying. Probably it's how you're delivering it. Probably it's the manner in which you are so cocky about it. And then you get to lose people around you. In this context, it's the family within your immediate space, your partner, your wife, and all your children. You are articulating to them how you would like the household to be. Probably it's not even what we are articulating, as I was saying. It's the manner in which you are saying it or delivering. And then you get to lose the people that are within your immediate space. So that's when now I have a problem with gents, us. And I want us to also look at what do we define accountability as. Because I'm a KPIs-driven person. If I'm saying I'm accountable for doing 1, 2, 3, 4, and then life continues, and then that's it, I will commit the same mistake tomorrow. And then I will come up first and say I'm accountable. And then life continues. What is then the follow-up desired outcome from us taking accountability? Corporate example, if you are given KPIs, you're not meeting them, the end goal is that you're going to lose your job. So you have to live within those KPIs. So even with us, accountability, yes, it's good. We can speak about it, finding DNA, you can do all the homework. But then what's now the follow-up outcome from that which we've discussed or from what we have agreed on respectively? Thank you.
Thank you.
I just want to add.
Umzamo.
You'll add after.
Siyabonga, Umzamo. Sorry, microphone master, if I may
There's a guy
suggest.
in the blue. The guy in the blue.
Please. Okay, it's okay. Sorry, if I may suggest to you, please don't give them the mics. Hold it.
Yeah.
And when you feel they've spoken enough, please take it away.
Yeah, because
just out of respect for everyone.
Yeah, because the KPI is 60 seconds, Chief.
My brother, this guy in blue, the guy in the blue there, my brother. I just want to add something.
Please, may you also take executive decisions on where to take it. It's going to get too confusing for you. Thank you.
Oh, where at the end?
Please hold the mic. They can stand up.
Yeah.
Just out of respect for everyone. Once he feels if you've spoken for
60
too long,
seconds.
he's going to take the mic away. We apologize. We're trying to accommodate as many people as possible. Please. Thank you.
Sanibonani everyone. Mina igama lami uSihle Mgobhozi.
Sanibona bhuti.
uRadebe Mthimkhulu.
Come on,
Bongani. Inkosi ayiqedwa. Gents, I think we should come up with a solution. Mina, my suggestion is our generation is a powerful generation. Isikhathi sihlala kuso. I think it's the right guy. Our predecessors, is that the word? They didn't document, isn't it? I think I'm putting on to the floor, not to the gents. I love what Keebine is doing. Who documenta all this conversation. Platform Penuel is doing books. I'm throwing out to the floor. Guys, let's write books. Let's do other podcasts. Let's capture our families, our lineage, or whatnot. Solutions. Manhood, brotherhood, ukukhula komuntu or kumuntu omnyama. I think let's find ways to document these things. Yeah. Otherwise, my son, your son, bazoyenza the same issues, bazohlangana 20 years later, but discuss the same thing that we're discussing now.
That's a fact. Siyabonga Mgobhozi.
That's a fact.
No, don't raise your hands on me. So you're going to
Mthimkhulu,
Grootboom.
Sawukele Mnyeni wasophongolo kodwa ngisibhanela yi. So ngiyanizwa nge-accountability. Yes, we need to take accountability as men. Yes. But not beyond the safe point. Penuel always talks about in a relationship you should love your woman, but not beyond the safe point. Just a brief story. Umjida uthole opportunity eSwaziland. Umtshana eSwaziland ukuthi kumele ethole ama-partner from eSwaziland ukuze ezokwazi ukutrade khona. Uyawathola amajita, he did his due diligence, everything. Uyawathola khona amajita, shaya business, ushaya ispani. 2 years down the line, uthole opportunity, multi-million rand contract. Uyayithola le opportunity, amajita yamcross. Mayenza njalo amajita, uyeblame yena, flow liyahamba, kanjani. So he was taking accountability, yes. But then there was beyond the safe point. Umjita wathatha intambo wayihang.
That's not cool.
So yes, guys, please do take up accountability, but not beyond a safe point. Whereby you blame for yonke into eyenzakalayo. Ngeke blame for impi yase-Iran. It's fault yakho.
Siyabonga Mnguni. Vuma. Thank you.
I love your tie, bro. I love your tie.
Yini paleni le tie le?
Yeah.
Don't take accountability beyond the safe point. To a point where you end up harming yourself.
Sanbona.
Sawubona bhuti.
Yebo, igama lami nguBayanda Dlamini. I come all the way from Durban. Yeah, I'm a director at Waterlife Productions Group. My question is, I was having a lot of discussion with the ladies, and some of the conversation that they wanted to know actually was there ever a conversation about empowered, like how to handle an empowered woman? Like, was there ever a conversation on that, or are we just taking from our old systems and we're trying to plug them into this new system that we're trying to?
Yes.
Boy. Brilliant question.
Let's boy.
Because that's what I was raised.
Let's boy.
I was raised that.
Siyabonga all the way from eThekwini.
Love you, bro. Fuck next. Mina ngengikhoda.
Aniphathe kahle siphambi kwabantu.
Oh, sorry. Yile mfethu.
You'll answer as you
Shout out Miso, shout out O, shout out Presh. Love you guys. Thank you so much for coming through.
I want to interject. I've got a question.
Right. Evening. It's Tepo from Limpopo. Yeah.
Oh, another Limpopo guy.
Sure.
Thank you, bro.
Sure.
Hey, man,
thank you,
Ringa manje, bro. Ringa, much the feeling. Ringa. Yeah.
Kasla was commode. This guy. Sorry, Tepo. Please continue.
Tepo hardest.
Ike is such a jerk.
Ike is a jerk. Right. I think a lot of speakers spoke so mouthful. They've said a lot. So.
Sorry, Tepo. I can't hear you. My apologies.
All right. Yeah. What I'm saying is, I think a lot of speakers spoken, and they've said so mouthful. So what I can regard as a takeaway for me and to some of the gents here is that because we see as men or as gents, we encounter challenges along the way. So, but you asked a very beautiful question to say, what are we going to do from now on? You see, so the answer that I got is that you need to reflect, look at yourself to say, okay, what is it that I didn't do right? And what are the measures that I can put in place in order to resolve that? Should I stay or should I sit by myself, try to check how did this thing happen, or should I go and inquire outside? You see, so all those things, where do they start, or where do they begin, or where do they emerge? They emerge from the inner you to say, okay, I should go out and seek advice. So I think the solution to all the problems we have as men is coming back, or rather looking back into yourself to say, what is it that I should do? I think you are the solution to whatever problem that you are encountering.
Sure.
Just to cement this, what I'm saying is you have problems and you are the answer to those problems.
Thank you.
Before you move out, is because you firstly took a point to say, I want to. That means it started by you. It started within you. Sure. So you are the solution to whatever form of challenge in life.
Thank you, Tsepa.
Siyabonga malume.
Microphone, must ungabanikezi mic.
5 more minutes,
Ungabanikezi.
guys. 5 more minutes before we just. 5 more minutes. Come here at the front. 5 more
Don't
minutes.
give them the mic. Please hold it for them.
Thank you. Sanbonan Bafetu.
Hola,
Monde
hola,
ngegama,
hola, hola.
kusuka Alexandra. If you don't take your shot, the answer will always be no. So, Debs Amfetu, I'm going to put you on the spot. Last month, too many proposal, brah. Ngibone uthiki nwa ALX, akhuluma ngama skills development. In my proposal was a youth and skills-based development show that's going to replace Penuel show since he ditched the company.
Ditched.
So, I was like, I've been sending this to you, my brother. Let's partner together with the network I have, the network you have. Nali Grootmanu siya la nu iphethe yonke from my knee for sure. So asiyeni bafethu, let's do something to help the young generation of men not to go through what we went through. Done.
So your name again, sir? Who?
Mondle.
Mondle. Monde. You were the first person here. Thank you.
Yeah.
Please, can you give him a round of applause? He was the first person here. Siyabonga Monde.
No, guys. Can we get 2 more questions? 2 more.
Can
And
I
then
just, must come to me, no, Sia, then we'll speak about it.
2 more questions, please.
Cela no Kylie Shatoli mic before Svale.
Okay, Kylie is going to close it up.
He's going to be the last speaker.
No, there's another guy behind.
Yes. Yeah.
Kunjani bobhuti abadala?
Sawubona mfowethu. Sawubona.
Angazi noma ikhamera engakhona ukuthi ngangibheki ngoba umbuzo engifuna ukuwubuza ungangiqabanisa nalo umsebenzi engiwenzayo.
Guys, please can we just, from an editing point, just cut this point out?
Wait, we're cutting the question?
No, the camera.
Angazi ukuthi ikhamera engakhona ukuthi ngangibheki ngoba
Yeah,
umbuzo
just move
engifuna
the camera,
ukuwubuza engifuna ukuwubuza bra ike ungangiqabanisa nale company engiyisebenzayo.
Okay. So it's just saying in edit. When we
Okay.
edit, can we please
Can we
remove
not
his
have
face?
his face?
Because it might get him in
This
trouble as
question.
well. Okay, sure. No problem.
Yes, ubuso bami bungavili.
Yeah, thank you.
Nombuzo for pra ike na no put Penuel. Should no put panenda uzongena ngoba konta qedwe kisho manje. Kungani sonke isikhathi mawuthola ithuba uthi iapartheid beyi right than isikhathi samanje. Into engisho ukuthi icompany engisebenzayo mina I experience into kanjalo every day and then it's worse. Uyabo? So every time and bakhotha magama akho mawuthi apartheid was better than current government. So mawuthola isithuba ngiqola ungiqhazela ukuthi kungani uhlezi mawuthola ithuba ukuthi apartheid was better than the current government.
Okay.
And then for ubut Penuel no but Penuel lesikhathi ngeke uke waduma ngesikhathi esiningi wathiwa unezingane eziningi. And then ubut uqeda ukuthi ubhutshuthi ufola under ubut ike. Usho ukuthi uthi freedom isimoshile. Isimoshe kanjani freedom mangabe lesikhathi besiphila kiso before bahlukumezeka. Yes, I was not there, but abazali bethu bahlukumezeka. Angiyithandi lento ukuthi every time umuntu akathola platform at apartheid was better than the current nakunjani. And then when I put Penuel usurvive kanjani ukuba nezingane ezi16 ngowathiwa
Sorry, before the next person gets the mic, I just need you to nod or shake your head. Your question is, why does Ike, for example, say things like apartheid was better because white people use it in certain companies and they say it back to black employees? You can just nod your head or shake your head. Is that what you're asking?
Sure.
Oh, you feel like you're experiencing
Yes.
apartheid today where you work? No problem. Yiko ngithe hlala phansi, yiko bengithe just nod or shake. No problem.
No, we can't hear him. We can't.
No, we can. No, we've got the gist. We've got the gist.
Yeah. Siyabonga mfethu.
Yeah, no, we've
Thank
got it.
you.
We've got it.
Kune camera move kwakho from here.
Yeah, guys, we also need to just.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you.
Next,
Are we
done?
hitting the last question and then we can?
Yeah, the last two. Then.
Except Valuka Elihle, just I don't know.
No, Uka is the last question. No, you after this question.
there's
it's
a
you.
guy there.
But he close me.
We're not holding
Close
mics.
me.
Guys, let's listen.
Hi everyone, my name is Peter.
Sorry, Peter.
Yes, Peter.
Hola,
Slash Palo, my Kasuthu ke Palo. Mzula ke Palo, Sesotho. So thanks, guys, for having us. This was a good show, and I noticed that a lot of people saw this as therapy, so which is a good thing.
Yeah.
My question is, when are you guys having another one, and where is that going to be communicated?
Okay, I'll touch on that when we close.
Thank you, Peter.
Yeah. Can we close?
Yeah.
Can
No,
we
there's
last,
like- no, that guy there. The
That
last-
guy, and then the last one from Ganyamaza.
Sanibonani.
Sawubona, sawubona.
Toby, sorry, nangu mamsi. Your mom is cutting the queue now. Sorry, sir. But your mom is putting her hand up. Sorry, sir.
Sure. Kamera usinakho konke.
Sorry?
Usinakho konke.
Sinakho konke.
Yes,
Yebo.
yes. Penzo we've met, Penson we've met.
100%.
The cash flow revolution, Majid.
100%.
Yazi, ma'am.
We're from the same hood. We say from the same hood.
Yes. Ma'am, siyabonga kakhulu ngabafana bakho. Ngifuna ukusho njalo.
Esinakho konke uthe wawufunda eDandi?
Yeah, Dandi High.
Dandi High. Dope.
Was he like deputy or something?
Yeah, he was a head prefect there.
Yeah,
Tandai.
Yeah. It was like,
Tandai.
I went now.
So, Mamzo, a couple of years ago, I met Penuel on the internet. When I met Penuel on the internet, I met a big brother. I needed guidance. I was studying engineering for a long time. Penzo was an accounting student. Now I'm an accounting student, second year accounting student. There's many things that, as an Imborn, that I've learned. I've gone on to realize, and I've met Penson. And there's an identity thing we spoke about. It's very important to study the person that you come from because they are half of you. Sometimes, I look at Penson. The first time I saw a clip of him, I'm like, yo, who's this? I don't know if he's ever seen that clip. You know the clip I'm talking about? And in me seeing that clip, as I got on to learning about these gens, Uraida, Koni grounded to write something in Newcastle. I was like a Mlotshwa legend. But at the same time, I was like, experience is different. In so assessing the experience, I was like, maybe the violent side of him is the part of Mlotshwa in him.
Fact.
And he never went ahead, maybe, I don't know, maybe he has, but he's never spoken about it. Ukuthi iphathi yami yokuba urider ile.
Sure.
And in you guys growing, nami ngikhule middle class, suburbia, nan. I related so much, and I hope ukuthi ningapheli amandla manje in teaching people this, because more than you'd like to accept, you guys have become moms, you guys have become teachers for the world. Naphuma nafundisa abantu. Njengami mina ngazi nginibona, benginganazi before that day. But the minute ngimbona, I was like, damn, abantu bami.
Siyabonga mfethu. Thank you so much. Exekhayilihle, take us home to Mbombela mfowethu.
Oh, me?
Take us home. Take us home.
No, I'm not the fucking
Ungamniki mic.
But I'm from Kuqumbu. So I'm a Mandela. Udlomu Qumbu, Dlolumsil. Valabam Bensela, guys.
Yeah.
But what I need us to go out with is, how do we, us as men, but how do we, I'm sorry, man. Yeah. But how do we, tomorrow it's Monday. Let's say it's not Saturday, it's Monday, yeah? I'm from a big corporate, very big corporate company. But how Monday, how do we go about it? How do we say, Ukaeli, shit, I don't know. Uba. Penson, who's this?
Mike. Mphuceni Mike.
Mike.
Asephelile ama bundles.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kylie. Siyabonga mfethu.
Sorry, man. But yeah.
Thank you.
What I want to say is, guys,
it's okay.
Guys, just wait. Let Kylie finish.
Let me close it, man. Oh,
yeah. Okay, just the last words from Umakoko.
Thank you,
She wants
Kylie.
something to
Siyabonga
say. No, we love you, brother. Thank you so much.
I greet you all. My suggestion for the comments, under comments, you put a suggestion. And those suggestions, the guys there must compile them into a manhood principle. And then in your next visit, you are going to unpack those principles And then when you agree, you analyze, you agree, and then after that, you compile a Bible of a manhood. That is my suggestion.
Siyabonga, Mams. Answer that guy. Apartheid.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
Mike wants to answer the apartheid guy.
Okay,
Are we answering
Are we
questions
answering
now?
then closing?
Let me.
You guys said we don't have time.
Yeah,
No,
let me
we
say
need to
this.
answer them.
We don't have time.
No,
No.
we have time to answer.
I'm not sure whether I'm speaking for the last time or.
No,
in
you're gonna
closing.
close, you're gonna
But
close.
anyway, if I'm closing, I'm actually telling Popo,
Aye, aye. You can't speak shit about Amachita Limpopo for 2 years.
I was always that guy, a class clown with a gun, because we're always fighting a match across. But anyway, I like Kwarana Sfagani Nyongo, because Tinamachita, we shame each other to greatness. Fagani Nyongo, Sekwarane. Look, it's I'm father, you know to Fagamazipoda. Pesut you include. So those are that. But anyway, before I answer the apartheid question, sometimes identifying a problem, it's a solution on its own. Sometimes I don't have to offer a solution. Maybe the more we speak about it, the bigger it becomes, and somebody else come up with a solution. And anyway, when it comes to apartheid, I'll never apologize for saying this. Apartheid was better than ANC democracy, and I apologize nothing, for that. For an example, health. All the hospitals were working. People used to come from UK to Barra, Helen Joseph, King Edward. They were working. You'll find medicine. Education, you will be a teacher for free of charge. Northwest. Even homelands, they were better off. Public works. Today we are told double-decker highway is flooded because the drainage system is not working. They knew the drainage system must work, and the water here in Johannesburg can flood for 10 days or 40 days and 40 nights. 10 days later, you're told to use water sparingly. So all those things were working. In the arts, we produce international stars, not people who are singing, hotels, people who are conscious, Letambulo, Kalamazoo. I grew up with Alabo Isintweleng, Abo Kaizam Taung. We produce good business, Maponya, every township in Abo Masango, every township it had a Maponya, a Patrice Mutipe of that time. So we had, good education, I can go on and on, jobs, even though the jobs were not, 100%, paying. But we had jobs, and everything that we have, Tina, Guma townships, I don't know the homeland, Tina, we were oppressed by apartheid, because some people were oppressed by their own black people, homelands. Abu Mangope, no oppressor, Abu Lento, Abu Matanzi. So, Tina, we had everything that white people had. The standard might not be the same. Maybe you'll find 3 townships sharing a swimming pool, Olympic-sized swimming pool like Abu Jake. So we had those things. We had boxers, at the international level. We produce, players. Even Abo Lucas Ratebe, they come from that era. Abo Max Maponya, Bozola Pat, all those people, they were better off. I'm sorry about your experience. Apartheid was not good. But if apartheid was not good, but it's still better than ANC democracy, that should tell you something. And even the human life, we didn't have, men killing women. In this magnitude, there was a culture of shame. There were churches. As I say, with the apartheid government, they modeled this upright men because, they declared this country as a Christian country. So everything led to that. If it did not speak to Christianity, you would not preach in a church if you are not married, because they will ask you, whose wife are you preaching to? So all those things, they worked, during apartheid, the recreation, so for me now, I would say apartheid, hands down, it wins. But Boers, they stole money, but they did not steal 98% of the money. They had all the islands of the Lost Boys, but they did work. There were no potholes. Mostly Soweto Township, if your window got broken, the municipal would fix it for you. The roof will fix it for you. They'll give you a dustbin. Today, the police officers, they don't have uniforms. They don't have boots. All those things. So we used to get for free. Boma Ambach, Boma Ambach, at standard 4 level. There are people who left standard 4. They could fix a BMW. They could, Baba Maplamba. All those things. Learning a primary. When you were pregnant at that time, I would not have impregnated women at that time during apartheid because there was a culture of shame. And if you impregnated a woman, you were forced to marry that woman. So during apartheid...
Yeah, okay. I think... No, we're not going to ask questions. No, I disagree with Ike fully. So, but it's a conversation for a different day. 'cause
And
I
there
think-
was no tribalism.
No,
in
I
Makas.
just think that you're comparing. I think you're comparing.
No.
some
I'm saying
strengths to
you see,
weakness.
like in the townships.
I'm not fighting you. I'm
No,
saying
no,
Uti,
in the township,
it's
they
unfair
try-
when you compare the strengths to other things' weaknesses.
No. I'm saying under ANC democracy, there is Nyaupe, there's whatever.
Yeah,
Back
but
in
you're
the
an
days,
advocate.
you're
Would you
not
have been
even
an advocate in the 60s?
You would be arrested for watching porn. Back in the days, you'd be arrested. I mean,
I don't know if we would have been here if we were in the 60s during apartheid that we praised.
thina besiya kuma-Jasmate
La?
Court, sibona abo-Concord,
La?
besiya boma-Colosseum Stadium. There was a Colosseum Stadium here. There was a band. Apartheid, what they did, they were, for everything that white people had, darkies had, parallel. They created a parallel structure. That's why, I mean, there are certain areas, like above soccer, you know, somewhere apartheid was breached. White teams were playing with black teams. But for everything that white people had, you know, we also had. We had our own
no.
suburbs.
No.
But nina ngifuna ugijimisa
we need to
belungu.
wrap it up as well. So I'm saying it's a point where we can agree to disagree.
Yes.
Because I think as much as Ike is passionate about his views, some people may agree. I'm one of the guys that fully disagree. Fully.
sharp.
You know. So, and I know I'm not alone, but it's okay, and that's the aim of AMAGENTS.
Yes.
You know, because sihlala kanjena manje ekhoneni mfethu. Yabona, and it's a debate, and it's a khulsana, and Upra Ike gets to teach us about his views. And
His
then we learn
experience.
something in his experiences, and then hopefully, as Amachita was saying, we get to learn from one another. So we truly appreciate
There's a difference
every
between
person.
views and facts.
Oh, Ibuena.
All right.
I'm talking facts. But when I'm talking about apartheid, what it has produced. We are in this building. This building was built by apartheid. Where the ANC is, Lutuli House is apartheid. Sentin was built. Name one city that was built by ANC. Everything that was. You know,
I'm not sitting here.
Cosmo
talking pro-
City.
No, I'm not sitting here talking pro ANC.
I'm not clarifying.
Okay. We need to also rap. We
You
need to
know,
rap.
in life,
Yes,
even
Brian.
a prostitute can teach you something.
Yes, that's exactly the aim. Lungelo, do you have any?
I just want to hit. Okay.
Wait. No, we've had the questions. So, do you have any
Is there
questions
anyone
that you
from
need
one
to answer, or do you want to wrap up before we just? No, we've had the
We
questions.
can't. Yeah, sure.
Oh,
yeah, we'll answer that.
I'll speak to that at the end when we wrap up.
So, just to close from my
Oh, you're
side.
closing.
Yeah,
I
I
was
wanted to
gonna
say.
go to you to close.
I wanted to say, you know, in the next one, and I appreciate how much as they've called me, because at some point I said, hey man, I just want to take a chill pill. You know, but I had to come and support Amachita. But I hope in the next one, they maybe, you know, invite somebody, go back to my focus area, even Ngubatobi, Makate, even Kezamtaung, you know, at least because some other people, they need to listen to somebody else who've survived, somebody who've not triumphant, you know, and they have a certain areas. That person can be an engineer, can be something else, and Amachita Lalele. So I hope they, you know, it will be maybe area focus, you know, in the next one. I'll be watching, and I'll come here and sit here, you know.
Thank
So
you so
other
much,
than that, thanks for inviting me, and yeah. Amachita, nabo sister ningankwateli bafethu. I know that you don't take accountability. You've got all the terminologies to defend. Uchita ngomzimba wako. Kunomunye wathi kimi mina, if you cheat, I cheat. Ngathi go. You don't have an extra body. You cheat with your own body. You know, you've got all the things. Yabo, it's in tool before.
I'm closing.
Yeah.
Okay. I'd just like to thank each and every one of you for coming through. We don't take this lightly at all. It's a Friday evening, and there are many people that are not here and are in different places. For me, this just reflects the leadership in you guys, and I hope you accept and embrace and acknowledge that by the virtue of you guys being here, it means you are leaders in your spaces, and I hope that you will carry on leading. Thank you for holding us to account. Thank you for holding each other to account, yourselves to account. Thank you for being great leaders in your homes and the like. Kylie Siyabonga mfethu to the questions. Shout out to him.
No, don't worry.
So thank you very much. Thank you for supporting AMAGENTS and the Convo channel from inception.
Yeah.
We appreciate it very much. We apologize we can't answer all the questions and address all the points, but we'll be there in the comments and try our best. And to the ladies, we love you guys very much. And we'll keep trying to become better men for you so we can all work together. Thank you.
So Umchita ngara The Whitehead, yeah. Your point is so valid, and I think this thing that of grouping men to say this is what manhood is, it's not working, Pram. There's a man who can lead. I can lead. You're lying. You can't lead. It's not in you. And I think one of the issues we face that we all just want to make this blanket statement and say that men are this thing. And I think some men are just not that thing. If you're a man that is soft and your parenting style is soft, that's who you are. If you want to learn something else, then be it, But find a woman who's then strong, because the kid can't be raised by the same energy. You know what I mean? But this thing that men are following this one way of this is who we are, I don't think that is correct for the world we're living in now. Most Amachita are raised by single mothers. The uncles are not there. The father's not there. Then what happens? So you're gonna go back? You're gonna go to the grave? And all I'm saying is that you need to be careful of you just consuming everything to say this is what manhood is, and you're like, I must search for this thing. Sometimes it's not you, Pram. So what I'm saying is you need to be careful in making sure that you redefine for who you are, because there's some traits that you have. Some traits that you have are just feminine traits. You're just ashamed that this is who you are, and then you project it to the world. But I really think individually, men must redefine who they are. But wait, no, we need to close. But I agree with your point, Pram. We cannot all be the same.
And you spoke about KPIs as well.
Yeah, young John. So, closing, I didn't think this was possible, man.
Sure.
Honestly, like when we made this announcement, at our office, we were thinking, 20, 30, we've been started shooting. Then the reason why we shot in the other location was because we're like, no, let's test
That's where
out.
we're going to have the
let's have the crew there. But I really...
And Usizo was like, that's not going to work.
Today I was like, wait, what are we going to talk about? We're going to have people look at us. Like, it didn't make sense in my mind, But I am really, really grateful that you guys have pulled through, and there's something that is being built here, And I just want to say thank you so much, Bafet. Yabong.
Yeah, Machita, like...
Sorry, Penson.
Sure.
Sorry, this is just for me. I'm going to try and keep it short. I'm not going to mention all the names. I just want to say thank you to the production crew.
Yeah.
I want to say thank you to all the people that were involved in getting this together. I know sometimes we forget. I'm not going to mention all the names, but thank you so much. All the people that will be watching on YouTube that support AMAGENTS.
That wish they could be here.
Every single week. Thank you very much. And then to ALX in Braamfontein in Johannesburg as a venue.
Sure.
For kids, I think the easiest way that I understand this space is it's a Johannesburg Silicon Valley.
Yes.
They've got very, very affordable courses where you can come and learn some of the greatest skills. They've got companies here that are going to be companies of the future. So even if you have a job, even if you have qualifications, please go check out what ALX is about. The gentleman who set this up, his name is Fred Swaneker, and he's built one of the most prestigious schools on the continent in Honeydew, the African Leadership Academy. He's behind ALX. Please go and check it out, because these spaces are designed for the youth who are looking for opportunities, skills, places to network. And for the fact that they allowed us to be here, I think is also something very beautiful.
Dope.
So to the guys that allowed us from ALX to be here, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Sure.
No, I'm not. I think just in closing, guys, this is extremely humbling. You guys sometimes don't understand the impact that you play in our lives as well. Because as much as we hear Machita, and we truly appreciate and the pushback and the debates, the comments we learn. It's not a space where we're sitting here thinking that we know. No. That was never the idea behind AMAGENTS. The idea was literally Amachita. Answering the question of where's the next point. I think Usia said that he's going to host us in the Eastern Cape. So this should be probably end April, beginning of May.
Yeah.
We want to do a Bloom trip. We want to do a Durban trip. Whoever can host us in Durban, please. Nelspruit, we'd love to be there, guys. So the aim is to continue this. It's great for us to talk, but we actually need to keep each other accountable. And it's kula kanjalo, So guys, ngempela to everyone who's behind the scenes, to everyone who's actually put in the effort, we truly appreciate. Machita Lungelo, Ike, Debza, from my heart, ngiyabonga bafethu. And if you guys want to ring with us after, we'll be chilling here. shy selfinyana, post, you know, and build the relationship. It's not a matter of ukuthi sekuphela manje today. We're gonna try and continue this and keep it going. So, AMAGENTS out.
Yeah,